Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good to be here with you. Good evening out there around the world. And we just we're hanging out. And the volume up here. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO show. I'm CmdrAleon. I was out of body for a while. Came back in body. I was watching spaceships on April's Live. I caught for a little bit. I was sitting there watching spaceships. April was showing us the spaceships outside of her house in the mountains. It was pretty cool. So I just came from that live to here, and it's just a beautiful thing. You can see the spaceships in the mountains. I'm CmdrAleon, the host of Encounters, the #1 late night spiritual UFO talk show. And I'm here with you. I'll just do this here. Hope you're all having a great Monday night. We got through Monday on planet Earth. We sure did. And as we get into the evening here, we will eventually do interviews with people. For new people, welcome. I'm the host of the Sunday morning show, Cosmic Eye, Ashtar Command Radio, for over 21 years. And I always like to give a background. I don't expect everybody that's new here to know anything about me. I'm not presumptuous that way at all. I'm also I do workshops where I take people off planet to the golden ship of light, and then they keep a journal. I'll be starting those up pretty soon here in Connecticut in the United States. And also, let's see what else. I'm a co-coordinator of our CE5 group, the Ashtar Command Contact Group here in Connecticut in the U.S. And I would say that I'm fully activated. Pretty much. That covers pretty much a lot of stuff. I'm basically a cosmic book. And my cat is meowing. Here we go. The cat is awake. I don't know what she wants. But normally she's resting, but now she's awake. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Good to see you, Jane, everybody coming in, and Linda and Marie. It's going to be one of those cat nights. I have a feeling. Well, welcome to the show. I've got my apple cider. I've also got I got my cat talking. And I also have some tea, apple cider and iced tea. What a mix. She might be hungry. I'll give her some treats in a few minutes. We'll see what she does. I'm waiting to see what she does. We went from 133 to 105 people. That's with TikTok, it's just a really weird thing. I always don't figure that out. But if you are coming into the show and the algorithm's inviting you here, stick around a little bit. You're going to see a real show called Encounters. Guarantee it. We went from 130 to 196 people. I don't kind of get that. But that's all right. It's only 11 o'clock, and our audience is going to swing back up again. The initial algorithm just invited people in general. Now the people that are really wanting to know about this stuff are going to start coming in. The real people. We're going to find out who the real people are, right? Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Good evening, everybody. Can I ask a question? Marcus Medina. Yes, you may, Marcus. Good evening. Breezy Breeze. Breezy Bree, good to see you. I was scrolling and I'd seen the UFOs. Beautiful. Hey, Len. Why so late? Oh, there's no lateness here. This is only 11:06 in the evening. We operate our show usually at around 11 o'clock at night till about 1 for about 2 hours. You've hit us just at the right time. That's the way we always do our show. It's the late night show. It's not too late, but it is the late night show, Encounters, the spiritual UFO show, the #1 UFO show on social media. Good to have everybody coming in here. Walking Dead. Welcome, Greg. Everybody, all the new people. Stick around, take a seat. Our studios are really big all over the world. Breezy Bree, good to have you with us. And we're glad you're interested. Bernie, hey, good to see you, Bernie. We always try to greet all the new people, all the regular viewers who come in here on a late night at 11 o'clock. Wherever you are in the world, you're watching Encounters. We're here to bust the Matrix. We are busting the Matrix, and we will. Fairy 711. Hey, that's a good name, Fairy 711. I have to believe that you have understandings. Hey, Chosen Enigma, good to see you, sister. We're glad to have you back. You were an excellent interview the other night, and I'm so happy with all the stuff that's going on in your encounters with our space people of the command. And also, if you want to watch any of my previous shows at any time, 24 hours a day on YouTube, my YouTube channel is Astro Command Spaceship News. I am backlogged by 2 shows. So I have 2 shows I have to post, the one from last night and also Sunday night show. Sunday morning show from the radio station and last night's Encounter show. So welcome everybody. And thank you, Marinette. Let's get up to 50K on the first part of the show. We want to go to 100,000. And I know we can do it. Now, if you don't know how to do that, if you're new to the show, you tap on the screen of my profile. That's how you see those little hearts. If you tap with your finger, like me, I am doing this right now. And if you tap, see, I just ended up changing the brightness of my, I changed the brightness again. I just changed it again. That's pretty weird. Maybe I can change the brightness on the screen. Now it's getting really bright. So anyway, it's good to have you all here with us. Hey, hello everybody. Hey Jim, good to see you. And we are going to interview people. Like I said, I came out of body, I came back into body, and I went on and was watching April's live, showing us the ships. She was outside, and it was quite beautiful to see the spaceships. And we were watching them on her live tonight. And now you know, the ships are there. Hey, good to see you, Scrubs. Good to see you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I was thinking on my way home, I was thinking about this. I know the command has a specific period of time. The ships are totally beautiful. Hey, Tommy Taylor, good to see you. I know our parents on the ship have a specific time for us to all go on the ship, the 5 of us that are going, the people that know the story. But I was thinking about this, and it says, since I'm a commander myself, since I am a commander, I've decided that I want to ask Commander Obar, who's my father on the ship, and I want to ask him to speed the timeline up here, because not because I just want to go on the ship. I think I need to get my mission information to start helping the planet right away. I need to start doing this right away. I know they watch our show from the ship on a monitor, so I really am asking them to break protocol. I'm asking them to break protocol and get me on the ship sooner than later. I don't want to wait a year. There's too many things we have to do on this planet that need to be taken care of. So I'm asking them to speed up the process if I can. Hey, it doesn't hurt, No, they don't just want to eat us. Sorry about that. If that's kind of what you're thinking, Karen, bye-bye. Karen, I'm going to ask you to take that back. I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself, Karen, because you have no idea what you're talking about. Do you want to redeem yourself, Karen, or would you like to be sent out into space? after saying something like that? Would you like to redeem yourself? Karen's probably a troll. Okay, the Ashtar command, they are the positive. It's in a book I'm reading. Karen, throw the book out. Throw the book out. I want you to do something right now. Throw that book in the garbage. Whatever you're reading, whoever wrote it, throw the book out. I don't know what the book is. I don't even want to know what it is. If you want to learn some cosmic truth, listen to me. I'll teach you some things here. There are positive beings, just like there are humans that walk down the street and see a homeless person with no food to eat and just walk right by them. And then there's the other human being that sees the homeless person with no food, maybe a mother with her daughter, and maybe just sitting there with nothing. They've lost everything. And that other human being stops and cares and looks at them and says, "What can I get you?" The other person before them just walked right by as if they didn't even exist. That person didn't care. What I'm saying to you is throw the book away. Throw the book in the garbage. Wherever you're buying that book, whoever wrote the book, throw the book away. It's a bunch of garbage. Whatever the book's saying about eating us, throw it away. You want some cosmic truth? I'll give you some cosmic truth. But throw the book away. Thank you, Ernie. Thin thank you. Welcome. Fell short me. Earth does need help, right? It's called Ripe. I don't want to know too much more about it, but whatever that book is, throw it out. I want you to do me a favor and throw it out. Would you like to learn about the spiritual beings of light? Would you like to learn about the truth? Would you like to learn about the things that are beautiful in the universe? That there are people that are men and women and children that are human like we are, that come from other planets that are very loving, that are not monsters like this book probably presumes to make it out, that they're out to eat us? Do you want to know some truth? I'll give you some truth. If you want to know some truth, I will give you some truth. I always help. So throw the book out. I want you to make a commitment right now to close that book and throw it out, and we're going to help you. You're going to be the first person I'm going to help here, because that book is distorting the truth. I don't even want to know I don't even need to know what's in the book. I just know that it's going to distort the truth. Okay, Karen. Kind of Karen. So first off, now that you're going to throw the book out, and I hope you will, I am a Christed being of light. I come from beyond earth. I am human in this form, but I'm not from here. I came here on a mission a long time ago. I'm fully conscious, fully activated, and as soon as this kind of stuff happens, I'm here to help you. I want you to know that the space people, the star people, are loving, beautiful people, men and women. They have families. They live on different planetary systems way beyond this earth. And there are people on earth that write books that are fear-based. There are people on YouTube and other media that present fear-based information that's not true, to distort people's understanding of the cosmic universe. As you can tell, I'm amped up tonight. I want you to know, Karen, I want to do something for you, just to show you something. Will you let me do something for you? Now I'm operating my Ashtar Command mode, not just the talk show host mode. I'm now operating at a different frequency. I want to show you something. Are you willing to let me do this? I have to have your permission. Let me see here. So it was. I will. Okay, Karen's agreeing to let me do something. Karen, I want you to close your eyes. What I'm going to do for you has not been done before in your life. What I'm going to do for you is going to shift your consciousness And when I shift your consciousness, you're never going to go back to the consciousness that was reading books like that ever again. Close your eyes, please. Karen, I want you to say these words. I want you to keep your eyes closed, clear your consciousness. Throw everything in your mind out the window at the moment. I want you to say these words, within and without. I am a Christed being of light. I want you to repeat that word to yourself. I am a Christed being of light. I want you to say it a third time. I am a Christed being of light. I am love. I am dedicated to the mission of love. I am love. I am dedicated to the mission of love. I am light. I am dedicated to the mission of light. I am light. I am dedicated to the mission of light. You can all say it if you wish. I am love. I am dedicated to the mission of love. I am light. I am dedicated to the mission of light. I am a Christed being of light. Karen, even though I can't get you on here live on here, I'm doing some work. Keep your eyes closed, please. Karen, keep your eyes closed, please. From remotely where I am, I'm going to do something that's going to uplift the vibrational frequencies of your body from here. I don't have to even be there. Karen, you may open your eyes now. I want you to slowly open your eyes and tell me how you feel. Whenever you wish to open your eyes, you can comment and respond. Hey, sister. Karen, are you still with me? I'm operating in my Astro Command mode right now. I am still the talk show host. I hope she didn't leave. I know I affected her consciousness. I haven't done this in quite some time, but she needed my help and assistance. I am operating command mode now. Karen, if she's not here, she will, when she goes to sleep, feel better in the morning. The book she was reading didn't matter to me, but the book was not telling her the truth. Oh, kind of Karen, you're still there. Good. Karen, how do you feel right now? Can you tell me how you feel? I'm waiting for her to. Good. Alive and very conscious. Okay. So you'll do me a favor and get rid of the book, correct? You'll get rid of the book. Do not read any of those books anymore. Those books are lower vibrational books. They're going to distort your consciousness and distort the truth. Now you know what I can do here. Like I said, I'm fully conscious and I'm fully activated when I need to be. I'm able to do things here. Not so much the book doesn't really much matter. It's still what she was reading was not giving her the truth. Hey, Rob, good to see you. So I am operating now, very actively operating in my Ashtar command mode. And as you can see, what I just did, I'm sure some people got affected by it. I'm operating in full activation right now. I'm also your talk show host, CmdrAleon. And I am CmdrAleon in this mode too, being CmdrAleon. Patty says I'm 75% activated. Beautiful. I just want to say I love all of you. I must say that to you. I love all and each and every one of you, new and old. I love every single human being on the planet. I love all of you. If you've not heard me say that before and you say, why is he saying he loves me? Because I do. Because that's what it is. If I don't love you, then who am I going to love? If I don't love all of you unconditionally, then who am I supposed to love? If I'm to be who I am, then I must love you. You see, I come from a place of no ego. I come from a place of unconditional understanding. Understand. Okay, you do. Your abilities will come out eventually. Yes, we have to love us all too. Johnny knows we love him. Everyone does. April, our sister, who did a beautiful live tonight, which I got to actually watch and see the spaceships. That was the most beautiful live I've watched, to see the spaceships. It was beautiful. It was. I want everyone to start loving each other. And if you haven't loved one another, start loving each other. Because that is what is to be the future of our planet, love. And if we can love each other, we can transform the planet Earth with love. Oh, I understand, Patty Meals. I got you. Well, that's a different kind of thing. Alabama says, I love my celestial brother, the commander. Thank you. And the commander's in a activated mode where I'm just going to do whatever I need to do tonight, which is unusual because you don't know what I'm going to do. Carol Susie Q, blessings to you. And I'm going to do whatever I want. Don't I always do whatever I want? The day I stop doing whatever I want on my lives, then you have a problem. Because then I'm not being true to myself as host. Banco, good to see you. Good to see everybody here. So I want to bring on April, and I will, because I saw the live and I was just like hypnotized by the ships. And we're going to bring her on here. And if other people have stories to tell about UFOs or spaceships they're seeing, or the light beings or star people, you can join us. Just tell me in sentences why you want to come on. You have to have over 200 followers, over 800 if you want to go on video. So I'm going to do what the commander wants to do, because that's what I'm going to do. And I'm bringing up my sister from Vermont. I got my sweet tea here, and I also have some apple cider. You know, so that was it was just so beautiful. I got my headphones on here.
Hang on 1 second. Let me mute this for a second. I got to shut my TV off.
And I think I have to I have to charge up my headphones. So I'll take them off for now. I have to give the earbuds 15 minutes of time. So welcome to the show, everybody. The commander's always going to do what he wants to do. That's the whole part of being liberated. I don't listen to anybody. Although I do listen to people that I interview. That's a different kind of listening.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, good evening. I want to say good evening to everybody on the spaceship. Commander Robar, your family, my family, everybody's family.
Did you see them do it on a show for you?
Yes, I was watching the show.
Yeah, I told them to do something for you, and they lit it up for you. That was really cool. And
Well, I hope they light it up on May 25th when you're here in Connecticut, in the Apple Orchard.
I hope so. I hope I can get it together enough to get out there. I finally heard back from Workman's Comp, but I didn't get to talk to him. So I called him twice today and still didn't hear anything back. So I'm hoping that you'll get the messages today and then call me tomorrow.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I want everybody to send blessings and prayers that everything goes the way we want it. Because we're all supposed to be down here in Connecticut together. So everybody send focuses of love, and whatever needs to be done, let's all make sure it happens. That means everybody. And that's where we go into my unconditional love thing. And that goes for every single light worker out there, wherever you are. We're here to help each other. You know? I was just saying earlier, I had this epiphany when I was driving home. I said, you know what? I'm a commander. I've been a commander since before I came to Earth. And I'm saying, why do we have to listen to our parents tell us we have to wait 12 months or a year to do what we got to do? So I'm being bold enough. I know they hear me. So I'm asking Commander Robar to make an exception because there's too much stuff going on the planet right now that I'm looking at that needs to be shifted. And if we have to wait 12 months, we don't know what else is going to happen on the planet. Let us do our mission work now. And, take me on the ship. I don't care if it's tonight or next week. I say this with totally unconditional love to my parents, but we got to do something. We can't wait a year. It's when you're off planet, it's different. When we're on planet, we're seeing all the stuff going on, and we can be so much better. We can have so much that we can do now. And I think we need to be able to do it now. That's just my input. They hear us on the ships. So I'm saying to them, can you please not have us wait for 12 months? Can you please, as being from that family off planet, my biological family, asking them to please do something sooner. I'm willing to do the waiting, but there's too much going on the planet. That's why I'm kind of reacting like this. Like, we need to do something now. We are here now. We're ready to do it. We're ready to do it. We don't have to wait. We could, we don't have to wait for the rest of the fleets to come. We can do whatever we need to do right now. So I'm just saying, we really need to do it. There's just too much going on the planet. And I know our parents, if people don't know anything what I'm saying right now, we have parents on the planet. April's parents are on the ship. On the ship. I have parents on the ship. I have two sisters and a brother. My father is the commander of one of the ships. So I'm asking them right now, I'm saying, why are we waiting? You need us to help now. You shouldn't have to have us wait for 12 months. There's too many things, people in conflict, wars going on. We need to do something now. We can help, So as commander, and before I came to Earth, I was on a spaceship doing control, communications. So I'm asking them, and I've never done this before, but I'm asking them, please, can you listen to my words and take the five of us off planet as sooner than later? Because we're ready. We're all ready. Mentally, we're prepared. We can do this. Whatever we need to do, we can do. If I'm walking in a rift into the ship, I can do it. I have no fear. I'm ready to do the mission work and be doing whatever I need to do. I was just thinking about this today, driving on the way home, and I had this epiphany in my head. This light bulb went on and said, why am I waiting? I know that's what they tell us we have to do. I love them. I respect our parents, but we are ready. We are quite capable of doing whatever we need to do. We are capable. The planet needs help now. You know, when you're off planet, you see all the things that are going on from the ships. They see everything that goes on the planet, what's going on. But we are right here. And beyond doing my radio show and beyond doing this program, which is very important, or else people would not know about this, I'm willing to do more. I'm willing to go an extra mile. I'm willing to do way more than I'm doing right now. I'm ready. My audience knows I'm ready. I know I'm ready. I'm ready to do more to help the planet. Whatever I need to do, you know, when I go to sleep at night, I go to sleep. When I wake up, I wake up. But I see all the things on Earth that are happening. And I say we can do so much to help our planet, all the life forms on our planet, all of existence on our planet. There's so much we can do that needs to be done. Slim G, that's true too. And also we need to stop all the wars on our planet, on this Earth, all the things that are going on. You know? So that's my message to my father, to my parents on the ship. I am ready. I am ready. And I'm sure a lot of people are, K. Smith, I'm sure. But there's a certain protocol of how they want to do this. I'm fine with the protocol. I'm just saying, let us all go together. Let us all go together and do this now. And then come back to Earth and do whatever it is we're going to do that we can do. Johnny, 1 to our 5 is so ready. Kit Kat's so ready. I know Chesno's ready. I know I'm ready. We've been prepared for this for longer than we even know. You know, we've been prepared for this time. Man, I am so amped up tonight. I'm just so amped up. Frederica, thank you. My energy level is so totally different tonight. And I'm glad I was able to help Karen. That's how it started with Karen with the book. But we are so ready. Thank you. Yeah, I can see the glow on my face tonight too. Thank you.
I'm glad you could see the glow. I couldn't see anything. I was standing out there like a crazy lady in the pitch black laughing. I couldn't help it. I kept laughing and I was just like thinking, oh my goodness, I hope my neighbors really don't hear me. I'm like this crazy lady in the pitch black laughing. Talking.
And she couldn't see anything.
Forward.
She couldn't see the glow. I'm just like, I am so amped up, April.
I know. We just have to trust in the process. We have to trust that they know what they're doing. You know, that's just
But
it.
they,
We
my
have to
father
trust
here,
they know what they're doing.
my father knows I'm not arguing with him. I'm just saying, I'm ready.
I know. I know.
I would never argue with them because I love them.
No, I know. We just have to trust in the process. You know, we have to trust that they know what they're doing and just do what, you know, what we're supposed to be doing, I guess. You know, because I never know when anything's going to happen. And, you know, it's
No, I know you don't.
frustrating
But
sometimes.
you know what it was? I just had this thing happen where I felt like, why don't I just tell my father I'm ready to go?
He knows you are. He knows you are, but he also knows how impatient you are as well.
Yes. But this is a good impatient. I'm a good impatient. He can use our help. I know it'll happen. I just had to say that because if I didn't say it, I'd be saying it internally, and it's better for me to say it externally. And I just did.
Is it echoing because of my mic? Hold on, I'm gonna mute my mic for a second because of.
Okay, am I echoing now? No. Okay, it's not you. Oh, it's your microphone. Okay. Big reverb.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
I thought it was my phone doing it.
Is that the phone where they can hear us?
Yes, yes, I'm
Oh,
on
good.
that phone. I
Then he's
left my
hearing
other phone
everything
in
I'm
the car.
suggesting. My father's hearing everything I'm saying right now. Commander Robo, my father, my mother Luna, and my two sisters. Will you tell him to take us on the ship tonight? I'm ready. Let's open the rift before I go to sleep. On Earth time, it's after 1 o'clock when we sign off. I am ready. Let's do it. Let's see if he responds.
Whoops.
I'm sure he's listening very carefully to me what I'm saying.
Is it my phone?
Yeah, I think it's your phone.
Huh. Oh, I've been saying it's my phone. Let me hop down and see if it is.
Okay. And then you can hop back up as soon as you're ready. My headphones are still charging up. Hey, folklore paranormal, and everybody, good evening, wherever you are. I am so amped up tonight. I'm ready to just jump out onto a spaceship. That's the way for it. Right now, I'm ready to get on the Ashtar ship and start doing some stuff. I'm in a rare moment, a rare mood, and sending love out to everybody out there. Calico Girl says, I'm ready all my life. No, her phone's not being tapped. That's her phone. She has a phone that is connected to our space people way back, if you're new to the show. No, not being tapped. That phone is connected to our space people. There's no tapping. Matter of fact, the government can't even tap anything on this show. This show is so protected. It is so protected. It's incredible. Feeling foggy, Commander. Nicole, hey, how you doing? No, she's not bugged. You haven't been on this show long enough to know that she is not being bugged. We know she's not being bugged at all. She's not bugged. Listen to me. I'm giving you real information way back. She is not bugged. Let's see here. Hey, Xena, good to see you. She is well protected. That's right. And I'm just reading people's comments. Corey, good evening. Yeah, she's just changing phones. Hey, Starseed, welcome to the show. So things are really happening. Golden Bear, good to see you. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We got through Monday. Well, there's one. Okay, so let me explain something. She has two phones. One phone is the phone that the space people use to communicate through the one other phone. The one phone is just her phone. The other phone they use to communicate. No, Jordan, we can't bring the phones on the ship. They won't work. The phones will not work inside a spaceship. It's just because the technology won't work. Now, outside of a spaceship, one can record the spaceship, but inside it would never work. The technology won't work. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Now she's going to be on this other phone. Okay. Yep. It's just the other phone. It was the phone at our
I
space.
didn't switch phones. I just hopped down. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. I thought maybe it was because my Bluetooth was on, but it wasn't on. It's just that phone.
Okay. Well, it's working now. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything unless they have a very specific message. And my father wants to say hello, son, and say, I have a message for everybody. I'm in one of those rare moods tonight, folks. I'm in one of those rare moods. Good to see everybody here. And like I said, we are going to interview people. If people have a story to tell, Put it in comments what you want to talk about. If you have over 200 followers, based on whatever the story is, no paranormal stuff ever on the show. You have to be over 18, no foul language. Number 2, number 3, no smoking. And number 3, no drinking. Let's see, what's the other one? Number 4, I think, did I say everything? Sometimes I think I'm leaving something out, but I think that's it.
Yeah, no smoking, no vaping, no swearing, no drinking.
No drinking.
Yeah, no drugs of any kind, and just, be polite to each other.
Yeah, Nate, the reason why is our space family has a certain protocol, and they have a reason for the way they have things set up. But what I was trying to do tonight was to try to see if I can push my father on the spaceship to make an exception. I didn't think that would actually work, but they listen. They might have monitors. They can monitor our show. They always monitor our show, and I figured, what the heck? He's my father off planet, so why not? You can never not ask your father or your parent off planet a suggestion, and that's what I did. I put it out there, so now he has something to think about.
And they were
Because
definitely out there tonight for sure, because they were
oh yeah,
answering questions. They were responding to the questions we were asking. I asked if they were good Christed space beings of light, and they did all kinds of lights. And then I asked them to say hello to you if Commander Robar was on there, and he did his little show, did the little lights for you. And then
yeah,
they said hello to Kit Kat, and Johnny's dad was definitely on there because the lights went blinking up and down. That was really
yeah,
cool. So everybody's family's out there right now, and they were saying hello.
yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
And if you missed her live, this is the first time people saw you do this live. And as it gets warmer out, because it's still cold up in Vermont,
Yeah.
but that is actually a good thing to do for people that don't have any understanding of what we're talking about or have heard the stories. If you weren't watching her live tonight, you had missed seeing our Ashtar Command spaceships up in the mountains. It was actually beautiful. Hey, UFO Mania, and UFO Mania, our friend over in Japan. Say hello, everybody, to UFO Mania. We love you, UFO Mania, over in Japan. And so there's a lot going on, and I think the more people see that we have spaceships of light that are here now, the fact that they're willing to show them to all the people that were on your live, April, is to get people acclimated to the fact that the spaceships of the Ashtar Command are here. They're not like hiding somewhere in some other universe. And there's many more ships coming to Earth. There really is. And it was the most beautiful thing I've ever watched tonight was the light of you being outside in the cool, cold weather, showing the spaceships.
Yeah, I was just at first I thought I was just gonna, say hi to Mikey and let people see Mikey, because Mikey's with me at all times. But I couldn't get past the tree to get a good thing, and then or to get good reception. And then I tried to take people into the woods with me, but as soon as I started even getting close to the woods, my reception was completely shut down. But now I know why. It's because there was ships in the woods. I couldn't
That was
figure out. I was like, why is this doing this? Because there was no, I mean, I can't get reception. As soon as I hit the woods, there's no, and I
yeah,
literally live next to a tower, so I should have at least phone reception, but there was
yeah,
just nothing. Everything was cut off. As soon as I hit the opening, nothing.
yeah.
So
It's
I,
like a
I
shield or
backed up.
some sort of a
Yeah.
shield, right? Kind of like a shield or something.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of energy in the woods from all the quartz crystals that are all through my woods, and I was just picking up quartz crystals and showing people. I was like, "This is everywhere out here. My mountain is full of them." So,
Wow.
yeah.
Hey, Zena was saying, and we're answering questions here tonight. I have a question for April. Is she able to answer about me not seeing any fairies or anything mystical?
Um, am I not? What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Zena, are you saying that you're not able to see any fairies where you are? Let me see if I can catch up to her question. Whoops, wait a minute. Let's see here.
Oh, I have
Stargazer said I
April.
screenshot a bunch too tonight on the live. Xena,
I
let's see.
don't know why you are not seeing anything. I always suggest to people, like when they're first starting to see like beings, always go like start with your camera, because the camera is a good way to start to see them. So I would suggest like taking your phone and putting it on video, and then go out to where there's some kind of nature, like if you have a yard, go out to your yard. If you have woods that are close by, go out to your woods, and then videotape a section, or however long you want to videotape, but videotape like the ground and around the trees, the grass area around your fence if you don't have like woods to go to, and videotape around where like flowers and stuff would be. And then go back later on when you've got time to sit down, and then pause your video and then go through it frame by frame. And I bet you will find something or see something.
Mm.
That's a good way to start seeing them. That way you can start to see what their figures look like, what they may look like when they're in humanoid form, or what they look like when they may be in disguise, because sometimes they disguise themselves as leaves, but you can make out forms like that. That's a
Mm.
good way to get started, is seeing them.
And Ron Blade says, it's amazing, we're getting fairy questions tonight. How do you see the fairies? Ron Blades 2024 says, or
I
asks.
That's how you can start seeing them, is what I just explained.
Yeah.
But how I see them is, I've had the fairy sight my whole life. Like, I can just see them with my eyes. I don't need to use a camera to see them.
Mm. Mm. Well, I
But
hope that answered some questions.
every single person has a fairy protector, and they like hair a lot too. So maybe do some selfies, and then this is another way too. Maybe if you do some selfies, or go back and look like around your hair area, and see if you see any like little humanoid shapes around the bottoms of your hair or in the edges of your hair. That's also a good way to see them.
And Starseed says, do they visit you inside your house?
Yeah, I have hundreds of them
Because she
in the
does. She has
house.
them in the house.
I do lives with them often.
Yeah. Yep. You know. Exena says, okay, thank you so much. I thought it had something to do with my meds I've been on.
No, no,
No, no.
absolutely not. You don't need any special vision to see them. If you use your phone, because they can, for some reason, they cannot hide from the lighting of camera, because they hide in
Mm.
plain sight. And the camera, for some reason, because of the different lighting that a camera will use, it often picks them up. So you can start making out little forms with if you videotape them, and then go back slowly, because these guys are quick. That's why I say pause it and then go, scroll through it frame by frame, and I bet you will see something.
And Corey wants to come up. Corey, are you there? We'll bring Corey up. Corey wants to join us. We'll
Hi,
bring Corey up
Corey.
with us. I have to see Corey pop in here. Where's Corey? It's people come in so quickly on the scrolling on the comments. I miss stuff. Corey, where are you? Maybe Corey's in my thing here somewhere. Corey?
I'm going back scrolling. Hold on, I'm looking for him.
And hopefully, was the other person? Give me a couple minutes. Okay. And we had somebody last night who was trying to get up to 200 followers. And I don't know if they're in here tonight, but they had some interesting things to talk about. But I don't know if they're here tonight or not. We'll find out. I think it was something Davy was the person's name. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you. Welcome back to Earth. Yeah, it was David. And we are, Sherry says, awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. That's Exena, Sherry.
Thank you,
David.
Aaron.
I am so amped up, folks.
Commander's on a roll tonight. You got to see his space dad ship. He gets so amped up when he sees his little ships. Did you see that? Did you see that thing with how weird that the sky was? Like, it was showing it differently when I'd move the camera. That was so strange. It was like it was like almost like the sky was blue, and then all of a sudden the sky was like really dark, or the sky wasn't there and then it was there. It was strange. It was
I
strange.
found this when I came back in the body and I went to your live. I said, "Oh, look, I'm looking at spaceships."
Mm-hmm.
And she actually is outside. I'm saying to myself, she's never usually doing that. I'm like, wow, I'm like sitting there watching the spaceships, and one of them got very bright.
Yes, at the end, just before I was trying to get off at 11, but then they started doing this, like all the smaller ships disappeared, and the one main ship got really, really bright, and then a red one showed up next to it. And we asked it, somebody had asked that it zip around or zip or move something, move to the right, and then take off, and it did. It like moved over to like the side, didn't zip, it moved slowly, like it was like, I'm not moving fast, but it did, it moved slowly, and then
Yeah,
it disappeared finally. It just disappeared out of sight like they were done, which I thought was
yeah.
really cool.
And if you didn't watch this, you missed some great Ashtar Command spaceship activity on earlier before I was live. I was watching April's live and saw the ships. It was pretty cool. I think anyone who's in my room here on this show who was seeing it, it was awesome. You know, it's very interesting. Jordan says, "Can you teach us how to go out of body?" Hey, yeah, Spirit. It's not so much going out of body. What I can teach you is how to go within. It's going within. Going out of body is not the thing. It's so much, it's going within and connecting with the cosmic self. Once you connect with the cosmic self, then you'll be able to eventually know what you're doing when you physically leave your body. And the only time we leave our body is if we're going on the spaceship or whether we're going into a galactic level of travel. But just to go out of body is not what it's all about. It's about connecting within yourself first to know who you are. So I will never, when I do my workshops about going off planet to the golden ship of light, I teach people I guide them specifically in a way where they leave their body in a safe place in a room with 10 or 15 other people, and I take them to the golden ship of light, which is a real ship way beyond our Earth, and it's as big as the planet Earth, where there are representatives of all the galactic societies of light that people meet, and people meet their star family. And then I teach them how to come back with the guidance of Christ, the beings of light, taking them back into their body, and then they keep a journal. This is when I do these workshops. Do you teach online? I've not taught online the whole thing yet. I have to figure that out, how that would work. If I did teach this online, I would have to have some sort of minimal subscription or something. If I do one of those things, it would be by subscription. I don't know. I have to figure it out. It's kind of tough to do something like this because it really has to be in an intimate setting. And I usually will have 10, 15, or 20 people in a room. So I have to figure that out. That's something different. So yeah, I have to answer that person's question. It's just important to go within. The first thing you can do on your own is just go within and just be telling yourself you're a Christed being of light. And as you go within, once you learn the dynamics of knowing who you truly are, then everything else can be taught to you in terms of your galactic self, your cosmic self, all those things. But you have to start from the first step to get to the second step. You can't go from point A to point Z. There has to be a beginning thing, so you're not rushing into something. You have to take it easy so you can sort of adapt to your cosmic self. And if you adapt to your cosmic self, then you'll be ready to have an experience where it's not a matter of going out of body. Like people that want to go out of body, you don't just go out of body. You have to know where you're going out of body. If you're just going out of body, you can be into going anywhere, and that's not really necessarily the thing you want to do. You want to have a disciplined approach to waking up to who you truly are. And I teach that. And I can give general suggestions here. And then you just have to kind of go with those suggestions and learn how to use higher vibrational music and meditation. And that will help you into a different conscious level, which allows you to become not so much going out of body, forget the going out of body, but more focused on the inner awakening. The inner awakening is so much more important than whether you go out of body or not. If you don't have the inner awakening, The going out of body is not going to do anything for anybody. The inner liberation of consciousness is what's going to do it. It always will. It is like meditation. Yes, it is meditation. So when you meditate, if you know how to do that, you take your 3 or 4 deep breaths in, release through your nostrils. You can use the word you or om, which are very powerful vibrational words. And as you continually say to yourself, I am a Christed being of light. I want to explore the inner me, the cosmic me, the light being me. Once you get into knowing your light being self, your cosmic self, then everything becomes more clear to you. You understand more. You are integrated more, Jordan. Now let's see here. I don't want to. Do you do the third eye? Yeah, my third eye is activated. I really don't do too much of anything except know that I'm just fully. My whole physical, mental being is activated. So it's not so much that I do anything anymore, as much as I am totally activated. If that makes any sense. Let's see. I feel like I've been listening to my whole life to them. It sounds like a Zoom meeting. Yeah, I don't do the Zoom thing. When is the next workshop? I haven't set anything up yet, but I will soon. I'm more right now. I'm more focused on doing my mission work here with the show and with the radio show. But I will be planning some stuff, and when I do, I'll post it here on TikTok as well. Jordan says, should we listen to any frequency when doing it? Listen to Christ frequency. So if you're on YouTube, and I know this because being in radio, I use a lot of music. There's ambient Christed meditation music. If you type in ambient Christed meditation music on YouTube, you can also hear the music. It's a very strong vibrational sound. You can use that when you're doing your meditation. Bobby J says, I can never come out on to speak at the time on your lives, but wanted to say my cat was returned. Oh, good. I'm glad your cat's back. I remember that. When are they landing on the White House lawn? Digital Keith. Hey, Digital Keith. Hey, brother. Well, that's not happening right away. I don't think that's the way it's going to work. Landing on the White House lawn. But there'll be a time soon when all the world governments will be aware of the fact that our star people, our star family is here, and they will be aware of this very clearly. But I don't believe that's going to happen that way. Woody Chicken says, I can travel out of body. The cat was returned, yes. Woody Chicken says, like floating. A commander, Bobby's cat came back. Remember, it was missing. Yes, I'm glad it came back. Bobby, I'm sure you're happy it came back too, as we all are. I'm just reading comments. Be back later. Thanks, family. Love and light. Nicole, take care. And if you want to come up and join us, if you have a story to share on a cosmic level, hey, Chosen, Enigma, take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's see here. So everyone just enjoy being here now. You know, that's really important. And if you missed the ships on April's Live, they were absolutely stunning. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Yes. If you speak a different language and you don't understand English and someone's commenting something, press the translate. Press the button on there, and there's a translate that translated into English. You know, so we can translate. So, for example,
watch you grab your collar.
Like I'm going to translate this person. I think I'm translating something right now. It says I'm translating it, but it's not. I'm taking a Spanish comment. I'm trying to translate it. I haven't translated anything.
But you grabbed your collar like when we're in our Ashtar command suits. That's where the translator's at, is in the collar. Did you know you just did that out of habit? That's kind of funny.
I'm trying to learn how to speak English on Earth because I'm not from here and I'm a talk show host. I've acclimated to the human understanding of life pretty well. Um, this is my spacesuit I'm on right now. I've been on this spacesuit all my life since I became human. One day you will see me in my other suit. One day.
One day you
Don't know
guys
when
will
that
see
is.
him as he truly is, and Commander is actually very good looking. He's very tall, very slim, very muscular, and he has a full trimmed beard that he often wears crystals in, and he's got long hair.
Yeah, my hair is way longer. Matter of fact, in my college days when I was in Vermont, my hair was down below my shoulders,
He
and I had
kind
a
of,
beard, a little bit of a beard.
Commander kind of has that Fabio look going on. I'm not joking. He really does.
You know, I just
Uh-oh,
when
Commander's turning red. You're not glowing, you're turning red.
when I see myself in stasis, I will probably be blushing to see to see if my face can look any more beautiful than it looks now. No, I'm just kidding. But I have no ego here, so
It
but
is
I will.
it's definitely a trip seeing yourself, because it brings it not only seeing your physical self in stasis, but it starts to bring back a lot of memories too.
Mhm.
But it's weird because you're like remembering a person that is you but isn't you, so it's a really hard to process the two.
Yeah, and I took my glasses off so you can see what I look like without my glasses. So some of you have never seen me this way. So this is more of my commander face without the glasses on, so you can have a better image of the commander. This is me with the glasses on. This is me without the glasses on. So here we go. This is the more intellectual person with the glasses on. It's kind of a little bit. So we look different in different states. Blue Moon, not so much different states. When you go back to your, let's say your space body, Blue Moon, you will actually look different than you look now. Like you are beautiful as you are here, right? But when you go back onto the ship and see your bodies in stasis, which they are, you'll see how you really look. Meaning that you probably look even more beautiful as you look here, you'll look even more beautiful, is what we're saying when you see your body. When you come out of stasis, meaning when you decide to leave the human body and go into your physical space body, you will be probably taller than you are in the physical human level. Um, excuse me. You should be a little bit taller than you actually are. Stargazer says, I hope I look better. Haha. You probably will.
We all look like we are in our 20s.
Yeah.
And even our parents, like our parents, I feel like strange being around them because I look older than them. Like they look like they are in their late 20s.
Right. You feel
So,
like you can be the mom of everybody.
yes, yes. But
I
they're
mean,
they're beautiful, beautiful, loving beings, and it's not just about the beauty. It's because they emanate so much love that it emanates through the way that they look and the way that you perceive them, because
yeah,
they are so loving. They really are, and that's, you just immediately feel love when you are around them. And
mm,
it's not just the way you, I don't know, it's like you feel it through your whole being, just the
yeah,
love that comes from them. It's truly amazing. And anybody that has had contact with these beings, the first thing that humans will say was they immediately felt love and they didn't feel
Sunshine.
afraid.
Sunshine's asking us inside the spaceship, do they have color? Or are the colors different? April can answer that. I can't
They
because I
do
haven't been on the ship yet.
they do have color. I mean, a lot of it's crisp and white, and a lot of it has to, like, a lot of their stuff is run by crystal, or crystal type things, but there are color on the ship, that the color's a lot more vibrant than it is here on Earth, because their oxygen and the way that they do things, it's like a lot more cleaner and pure. So their stuff is more vibrant. Like the way their plants are grown, just for instance, their water is way more cleaner than ours. So their plants are more vibrant and bright than ours are.
And
But
the water you drink on the ship is much more. It's more pure than the water that we drink on Earth. Believe it or not,
absolutely,
it's a
absolutely.
completely pure water.
The only time I've ever tasted water that's as clean as their water is when I'm drinking water from a pure stream. I've had like fresh mountain water that has been filtered down through the streams, and it's water that people often go and collect. But this water is really, really fresh and clean. It's like fresh, clean mountain water.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I didn't drink much water when I was with them. I was
Mm-hmm.
I was drinking their like Tahar juice and stuff because it
Hard
was really
juice.
good and I couldn't get enough of it.
Bobby J's saying space people need water to. He's actually saying, do space people need water to survive like humans?
Absolutely. They use
They
they
don't. I
use
don't think
water
they
a
do.
lot for a lot of things. They actually borrow some of our moisture to do their cloaking and stuff, but they use just as much water and drink just as much water as we do. They
Mm-hmm.
need it for their plant life and all that.
Starseed says, do they have babies?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
I've seen star
just like
children
we
on
do.
ships. I've
Yeah, they
seen,
have babies.
yeah, they have small children on their ships. I've seen them. They're cute. They're beautiful little kids. But yeah, they definitely have
Yeah,
babies. But the one thing that's different about star people is that when they mate for life.
yeah,
They don't take that stuff willy-nilly. There's no such thing as like divorce or anything like that.
yeah.
When they mate for life.
And River of Blues says, do they procreate the same as us? Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I mean, they're human like we are. The only difference people have to realize is that our space family is, I don't know what I was going to say. So,
They're
our space
taller.
family has, say again?
I said they're a lot taller.
They're a lot taller. Yeah, that's true. They're just like us. The only, I know what I was going to say, the only difference is they live in a spiritual foundation that's beyond where we are.
Yes.
They live always in an unconditional level of love that we as humans have yet to learn to do. And when they have their babies and children, their children automatically are in a consciousness of love. Their whole vibrational patterns are already up there. They don't have to learn to vibrate into a Christ conscious child. They already are operating. They're already vibrating within and without. The children, the little kids,
Hmm.
their children operate in a very high state of consciousness.
They can
Unlike
actually
Earth-based.
communicate. I'm sorry, I didn't. I always do that to you.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. But they actually can communicate with their babies when they are in their stomach. They can talk to them because they
Yeah.
speak telepathically. They can
Hmm.
telepathically speak with their babies when their babies are very intelligent already. But they can speak with the babies while they're in their stomach. That was one thing that my space mom told me about.
See, that's different because on Earth, the mother who's having a baby on Earth is they'll feel the baby in them. They feel the oneness of that child, but it's the fact is that there's not a communications with that child happening with most human moms on Earth. There might be some of that happening that we don't know about, but for the most part, Earth-based human moms don't have that communications going on, which what April's talking about, the babies inside the womb of the space mother, they are able to communicate with them consciously, which is pretty amazing and also very different than how we on Earth, mothers who are pregnant or having children, how that actually happens. It's certainly a different way. It's only because of where the frequency is. The vibrational patterns of the space people that we are connected to have come from a very, very high frequency of light. So their children and their babies will be able to communicate telepathically as they're going through the process, and they communicate back and forth. You have to look at it from a non-Earth perspective to understand what we're saying here. So that's a beautiful thing. And when the babies are born, they know who their mom, obviously they know who their mother is, and they know her, they see their father, they see the other siblings. They're already connected to them. It's a beautiful thing. Do the babies start talking right away? Well, human babies cry and make noises. Do the babies that are born from space, from our Ashtar Command people and their families from their planets, do the babies go goo goo gaga, or do they just start talking? Hmm. April, you still with me there? I hope April's not going off planet.
No, I'm sorry,
Oh,
my phone wouldn't unmute. I was like trying to answer, but my phone wouldn't unmute.
okay. I was
Um,
kind of like saying, "Oh no, here we
no,
go on live."
I'm here.
Okay, good.
That I do not know. I don't have the answer to that one,
Yeah,
but I know that when they are inside the womb, that the mothers can telepathically tell. I cannot talk tonight. Can talk to them
telepathically.
telepathically. So I'm assuming probably yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't
Yeah.
they speak telepathically. That's the way they prefer to speak. They are relearning how to use their mouths again. So
Ah,
because they're not used to having to use it, but they're learning how to redo
thank you.
that
Yeah.
because of us, because they want
You
to
know,
be
and
able to communicate with
it's
us.
interesting you say that they're learning how to speak. Although the most beautiful way is telepathically, is just
Mhm.
a very clear communications. And each space person understands each other through telepathy. But they do, like, the reason why God created them with a mouth is so they can also utilize that aspect if they needed to. Not that they need to, but they could. And they've actually utilized that with April when she's been on the ship. They use telepathy, but I'm sure they verbalized and spoken to her when they have wanted to, you know? I'm just reading comments here. And like I said, we are doing interviews with people here too. So if you want to join April and me and come up, if you have over 200 followers, again, you're welcome to share your galactic stories. If you've had contact with space people, if you've had any current sightings of spaceships, you're videotaping them, keeping track if you've had encounters with fairies, mer people, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or whatever you want to call that. Any of those things in your life or any galactic situations occurring, we definitely would, love to have you join us. And you have to have over 200 followers for audio and over 800 only for the gives you audio and video. And you're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. It's 12:15 p.m., not a.m., on the planet Earth right now. If you're not on the planet Earth, there is no time. Just to let you know. And that goes to our people on the ships. They're watching us on monitors. We have a galactic family watching us. Thousands of space people on spaceships through the monitors. You can't even keep track of that on TikTok. But I can tell you on TikTok, we've had 3,700 people come in here since 11:06 p.m. Eastern. 3,700 people have actually been in this room watching this show at some point tonight. That's pretty interesting. I can keep track of that. Chevron Kelly says, so if they don't have time, do they have a circadian rhythm? You want to answer that question, April?
I don't even know if I understood that. Say that again. So if they
I don't
if
know
they
how to
don't
answer
have
it.
time, do they?
Have a circadian rhythm.
I'm not sure what that is. All I know is that they don't see time and space the same way we do. Like they don't have clocks on
Yeah.
their on their ship. So I don't. they haven't like they haven't like I've never seen
Tasted
them
them?
like keep track of time,
Yeah.
other than by the sun coming up and the sun setting is the only way I knew that they did that. I couldn't
That's,
keep track of time when I was with them,
yeah.
which is why I had to pop off my fake fingernails to tell how many
Oh,
days I was with them for.
she's saying biological daily clock. That's what she means.
Oh
Biological
yeah.
daily clock.
Yes, yes. They don't, but they don't like watch, they don't see like minutes and hours and things like that. They just
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
They do what they need to do, between, by the time the sun goes up to the time the sun goes down, because,
Uh,
each planet is different, as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why they don't, see time, like time by minutes, because that's an earth-based thing.
yeah. She's saying like we have a 24-hour circadian rhythm.
I don't know
Let's
what
see.
that is. I'm sorry.
I think circadian rhythm is going back to what you said, biological daily clock. Does that, thank you, River Blues. Is a biological daily clock or circadian rhythm? I think that's what it is. I'm believing that to be true. Lacy Big Fish, fishing rod. Of course they do. April is asking you a question, but I'm already saying yes, they do. Do our space family have souls? Yes, they do.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
That's what our space beingness is our basically our space souls.
Yeah.
They have learned how to like transfer our basically our souls, our space beingness into human bodies. So and they are not meat suits like some people say that they are. That's not what they are. They're not meat suits. These aren't fake suits. These are we are actually living in these bodies. These are actually us living in these
Yeah.
bodies.
Right. We are. That's us. And when we leave our body here and go back to our space bodies, everybody, the bodies that are in stasis on a specific ship,
Mhm.
um, once we come back into that body, then we are physically back awake in our original body. When we're on Earth, this is not our original body. This is our Earth-based body. And everybody here has an Earth-based body, all 209 of you. So the Earth-based body is the body we are here now from biologically having parents on Earth. When you leave this body, you have the opportunity to go back into the body in stasis, which is very protected. There's not just like certain people. UFO Star Child, that's good to see you. The space body, many of you have a space body if you don't even understand what that is. It's your original body in space on a ship that's in stasis. It's like having a baby in an incubator in a hospital waiting to go home. So the babies are in the incubators. They all go home with their parents, but they can't go home just yet because they're not ready to get out of the incubator. But when they do, they have their physical human parents. When they're done with the human experience, if they so choose to wake up, they will then go and have the choice to go back to their original body before becoming a human being on Earth. I
And
hope
that's
that makes
that
sense.
people get really frustrated because they're like, why doesn't your space family heal your leg? And it's because I'm
Yeah,
meant to go through this experience, for whatever reason that it is. I'm meant to go through this experience, and they can't interfere with that. They're not supposed to. That's why I kept saying I didn't want to get my space mom into trouble, because I think she had come on her own accord and helped
right.
me because she loves me and she was tired of seeing me suffer. So she was trying to help.
Yeah. And TT says, do the space people eat food and drink? Yes, they do both.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely they do. That's been quite the topic of our conversations recently, because
Yeah.
um, they are most space people are vegetarians, and they grow all their own food and stuff on these ships, when they're off planet, and they have these special like rooms that they grow these things in, and they have like a hydroponic system that they have going on. And actually Chesno, which is one of the chosen five, actually is an inventor off planet, and what he did is he created this device that put these tones in their plant life. So for a short period of time, they were having a problem with abundance, and being able to have enough food to feed people, because they weren't used to growing food off planet or on the ships. But Chesno actually created this device that put these vibrations, tones, and music into their space plants, which help the plants to grow. So now they have an overabundance of food. They have so much food right now. It's not even funny. So their food is growing, huge and beautiful, and they have a lot of it. And
Yeah.
they share with one another, and that's it's such a beautiful thing of how they share. It's not like how we do down here, where you have to go to the store and then you have to pay for stuff, and then somebody has to go and make it, and then that person's not happy because they got to cook for everybody. It's not like
Mm.
that with these guys. They happily do the things that they do, whatever job it is that they do on the ship. And like, say you're into growing plants, and then that's what you do.
Yeah.
If you're into cooking, then you're the one that then you prepare food. And they do it happily. They share with one another happily, and it's beautiful.
And for all relatives says, does Jesus agree with the space people? Well, Jesus is on the ship. I would think Jesus would want to support your work. Yeah, Jesus is. She's met with Jesus in the council meetings. Jesus is very much a very funny person. Jesus is he. Je-
He's very
April's
down to
reports
earth.
back from the ship. She's been with Jesus a few times on the spaceship. Yeah,
And
yeah,
yes, they agree with him. He's the head of their council. He's the
yeah.
head. He sits at the head table of the council of the space beings, and he is very much a down to earth being, and he is very funny and very loving. And I can't say enough good things about him. He had me laughing so hard when I was with him. He's very, very funny.
Yeah. Jesus is way different than Earth-based people understand Jesus.
Yes.
So it's always interesting when April has meetings with Jesus in the council meetings. That Jesus has a sense of humor. He's just a beautiful being of light, and you know, he just was misunderstood by people on Earth when he came to Earth physically. There are a lot of the people that didn't understand him back thousands of years ago. And, like I said, he went back on the ship in the clouds, he went through the clouds back on an Ashtar Command spaceship. And that's the thing I decoded many years ago before, I knew this years ago.
He's not.
So he's
I
on the,
thought the same thing. Like, I stood at attention and everything. I was so nervous to meet him. I was actually holding my breath. Like, I was
Mhm.
standing so stiff, and I think, to make me relax, he did the bro hug, when you like
Yeah,
pound the person on the back and do kind of the chest bump. That's what he did to me, and I was like, "Whoa, okay." So, all right. So I relaxed after he did that. And I was being really serious about my questions when I was talking to him. I wasn't being myself. I was being more, formal, and I really should have just been who I was when I was talking to him. The second time I was more relaxed, and asked questions that I felt were important, but not all, thinking about I talked to him like I'm talking to you guys now, instead of being so formal and so uptight when I was talking to him the first time. He really made me feel very comfortable. He even cracked a joke about the when I first walked before I walked through the light that puts you into your Ashtar Command uniform. I was When I was brought to them, I was brought from my home, and it was the middle of the night, so I was in my nightshirt, and my nightshirt in the front of it said something like, "Don't mess." I can't remember the exact words, but something like, "Don't mess with me before my coffee."
yeah,
And the back of it said, "Because I'm that kind of B word." And when I was talking to him, he saw my shirt, before I got put into my uniform. And when I was talking to him, I was like being real, serious and uptight about my questions. And I asked him, I was like, why me? And he goes, well, I was going to say it's because you're that kind of bleep. And I just like, oh, okay. Jesus has got jokes. He's funny. He was really down to earth. It's like talking to your brother.
Yeah.
Really made me feel very comfortable. He's more down to earth than people think. And you don't have to be all stiff and formal when you talk to him. You just be yourself. And that's what he appreciates, is when people just be themselves, because
Yes.
he realizes that we're going to make mistakes. He realizes that we are human. He realizes that nobody's perfect, you know. And people ask me what he looked like. He looks a lot like he does in his pictures, with the exception of he was more clean cut. When I first met him, he was in his formal Ashtar Command uniform, and he did have like some type of medals, like the higher up they are in the ranks in the Ashtar Command, they have like different types of jewelry that they wear on their shoulder pads. Like my father, for instance, has this really cool like star looking thing on his shoulder, and that just means he's higher up in the ranks. Which actually, and my father and the commander's father and both our moms sit on the council.
And I want to invite Corey here. Corey, good evening.
Hi,
Good evening,
Corey.
Commander.
Hey, Corey.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing, April?
No, I'm good. How are you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. I caught a few minutes of your live earlier,
Awesome.
and then I decided I'd be a little stalker and stalk your Facebook page or your TikTok page. And a lot of the things that I'm seeing are the things that I've already mentioned on here on with Commander. From your pictures to the video that you had last or tonight,
Mm-hmm.
the one you had what 3 nights ago, I think it was. Question for you: do you ever have clouds come down to you?
Clouds?
Yes. Day
Yes.
or, day or night, I'm saying, because I've got about 12 of them sitting here on me right now.
You have clouds sitting on you? I haven't
Yeah,
had them
well,
come sit on me, but I've had them come down to me, probably within, I don't know, two arm lengths away.
yeah. Well, what I mean by sitting on me is just coming. They're basically maybe 10 foot away.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I've had that happen. They're cloaked ships. They're waiting for you to say it's okay.
Oh, they know that, but uh, yeah, well, it happens no matter where I go, day or night. But and when it first started, but within I think it's like a minute 34 seconds on Facebook, I went Facebook Live and
Mm-hmm.
I walked outside first thing in the morning, and here they come, just one after another. I think we had got 7 of them on Facebook Live on it, but tonight it's real cloudy here. So far there hadn't been anything pop out, which I know they're there. But as soon as I come out to do the chores, which that's why I had to wait a minute. I had to make some milk for a baby goat. But as soon as I step out, here comes these. They're just literally sitting here right now. I can see them as far as 75 foot, 80 foot, maybe farther from me.
Do you have enough followers that you can turn your camera on and show us?
Well, where I'm at, it is almost pitch dark, but I've
Oh,
got
yeah. Okay. All
I've got
right.
800 and something
Yeah,
followers.
same thing here.
Yeah, I've got 800 and something followers now, but I haven't been on TikTok but a month or two maybe.
Okay. Can
It's
you
like
hear
I
the
said,
noise in
Yeah.
the background, Commander? Listen.
What noise? Where's the? My earpods are
Oh,
charged up,
oh,
but
that's right. I
I'm not.
forget you were having earpod. I have like got. I just made it back in. It is like pouring out. Like it is beating off my roof right now. I was very surprised that nobody can hear that because it's really loud.
Well, oh, it's
I just
raining in
made it in.
Vermont.
Yes, rain clouds are
that's what it's
here.
been here for 2 days, and we had tornadoes all over the place Monday.
Interesting.
Big tornadoes.
Well, hopefully the weather will get better. Um, it's I was trying to see if I can get my AirPod thing is on my phone, but I just charged these up. Maybe I have to let them sit for a little bit longer.
How
But
the
they were
heck do I
working
even turn
earlier.
it? How do I
Hey,
even turn
Grace. Good
it off?
evening. They were working. Hey, Grace. My AirPods were working fine, and I had to recharge them. So I don't know, but it's just a beautiful thing what's going on. I was talking about, and I was really reflecting on the fact that I missed the Northern Lights here in Connecticut on Friday night, and then the weekend, forget it. There was just cloudiness and rain in Connecticut. So, hey, Grace, and we weren't able to see the Northern Lights. I know Chesno got to see them Friday night, and I'm usually pretty tuned into, like, I like to know what the sun's doing, but I wasn't paying attention, you know. But I think we're going to have more solar storms. I have to believe it's not going to be till next year that somebody said on the news we won't see them until next year. What are they talking about? How does anybody on the news media know when the solar action of the sun is going to be shooting coronal injections of light into our planet? I couldn't believe somebody on the news said that this morning. Well, we won't be seeing them until 2025. I mean, how could anybody know on the news media when the sun is going to hit a big solar storm to the earth? I thought that was kind of funny.
I
You
got
know?
a question for you about these solar lights.
Yeah.
Uh, I was listening to another deal this morning, and they're saying those aren't solar lights. That I don't remember what year it was that the government made some kind of frequency deal. Um, that actually it was a weatherman that came up and was showing a big storm, but it wasn't a storm. It would show on radar that it was a storm, but it was actually a defense deal for other countries to keep them from being able to see certain things for attacking us, and it had to do with
Uh,
the
hmm.
aluminum. Uh,
Yeah, but the Northern Lights, these were definitely not the same thing. These were definitely Northern Lights.
and that was another thing that they talked about was whenever they did they said this Northern Light deal back in, I don't remember if it was 87 or 97, somewhere's in there,
Yeah.
uh, that they did the same thing, and that's whenever the lights came up and they was able to control the lights because we can see
Yeah.
them all the
So
way down. We can see them
yeah,
all the way down in
you pretty much
Kansas and
have to take a
Oklahoma.
lot of information though on the internet with a grain of salt,
Well, yeah, I
because
realize this, but
yeah,
even whether it's on the internet or just another human, it's
yeah, yeah.
it's a face
But
value and it's less than that. It's worth less,
these,
usually
I
worth
think,
less than a human's American dollar.
yeah. Grace says she has an app for the Northern Lights. I'm gonna have to check that out. Grace, do you know what the app is? Because I didn't even know there was. I didn't even know there was an app for the Northern Lights or for the. I definitely want to get that app because I want to be able to know when there's going to be a solar hit like that.
Well,
But
I'm
this
down here.
weekend,
I'm a mile from the Oklahoma border. Well, a mile and
mhm.
point 0.8 from the Oklahoma border, in the middle of Oklahoma and Kansas, and we can see the northern lights down here plain as day. And
When I was living in Vermont in the 70s, I was in the college in Plainfield, Vermont, April, and when I lived there, we saw pulsating lights like the Northern Lights, and they were pulsating like diamonds. It was like the most incredible experience I've ever had. The aurora, yeah, the aurora borealis. Grace is saying that was the only time I saw the Northern Lights like really strongly, and we had spaceship sightings in around the campus. We would always see spaceships in the sky up where I was back in the 70s. Yeah, pretty amazing, you know.
yeah, I don't. They're saying that you've never been able to see them down here, this far south, and
Well,
down in
there's a
Kansas,
thing called.
Oklahoma, Texas area.
Well, I'm going to get. There's a thing called Grace says the Aurora app. I think it's called the Aurora app. Thank you, Grace. I'm going to have to check that out because if I had that app, I would have been aware of the lights Friday night. But I'm going to download that app. It's a free app, I guess. So I'm going to have to download that. I was bummed out about it because it's been cloudy here, and tonight we could have seen them, but it's still cloudy in Connecticut. You know, Aurora forecast app. Oh, interesting. Washington State, Cosmic Christie storm in Washington State. Yeah, I think a lot of people all over the place saw them, including all the way down south. People were able to see them. I think the first night. It was pretty amazing, if I understand.
We could see them last night. We'd probably see them tonight if it wasn't cloudy. But you can
Yeah.
really see it. What's weird though is You can kind of see them without or with the naked eye,
Yeah,
but if you take a picture of them, it's extremely bright.
yeah, yeah. There are people in my town here in Connecticut Friday night that shared pictures on Facebook, and they had some beautiful pictures.
Oh yeah, it is beautiful colors, but you're way north and way far
Oh
north
yeah,
than I am.
we're north. We're up
Yeah,
here in New England. We're in Connecticut, a few of
yeah,
us, and then
yeah. They
April's up
never.
in Vermont.
They said they've never been able to see them down this far, and with
Yeah, you
everything
don't
getting
usually see
taller,
them.
I wouldn't think you'd ever be able to see them.
Yeah,
That's
you know
why
the
I
thing.
started leaning more towards the government side of it, with it
Yeah,
being able to actually see them down here. Because what would change for them to be able to see them for the first time after how many thousands of years?
yeah, but the government would have anything to do with it. You know, the universe is a very interesting place. The
Uh,
sun is its natural thing, which it can shoot out these energy things to Earth, and we have to
Energy
just
flares.
trust in the fact that Coriolis things can happen naturally, and they do. I mean, I and only one other time about 10 years ago, outside of my outside of my porch, we were all looking at the northern lights. They were pulsating red green color. This is like 10 years ago. And hey, Chesno, good to see you, brother.
I'm
And
wondering if that's
so
what they were talking about because they had them. The one that they were talking about, the government, they said they were pulsating and stuff as well, and it had to do
the
with
thing is,
frequency and the copper sulfate.
yeah, whoever's putting out that information, I am getting my inner instincts are saying not to trust it, not even to trust it. The northern lights will pulsate. The aurora borealis, when it's strong enough, will pulsate. So you'll see pulsations, which is when it's hitting the Earth's atmosphere, it will cause a pulsation, which is a natural thing within the cosmic realm of the northern lights, which is a beautiful thing. So I'm just I don't read anything on the internet for a reason, and
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons.
Well, I'm just flabbergasted that it's that we can see it down here this far south when it's never
Yeah.
happened.
Well, that's because, it's time for things to happen. I mean,
Well, I
the
agree with
universe
that.
is not going to tell you when it's going to do something. You don't even know what tomorrow's going to bring until
We
tomorrow
don't know if
happens, right?
tomorrow's going to come.
And even
So,
tomorrow, you don't even know what's going to happen.
yeah.
In truth.
Well, yeah. Some of us know more than others, but it's
Yeah.
neither here nor there.
Yeah. But it is beautiful. And like I said, when I was in Vermont, I just remember the night I saw the Northern Lights. I didn't even know there were Northern Lights happening. We all got out of our out of our dorms in the woods, and we lived in a thing called North Campus, and we had 4 dorms separated, and it's all woods and stuff around us.
Cool.
And we went to the middle of the grassy area and laid down and just was sitting there for an hour watching pulsating lights from space. It was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
That sounds pretty neat. That sounds like kind of the some of the stuff I've dealt with around here, except it was more of a
I think it's
glowing
I
rock in
think
the
it's
sky
Corey
kind
that
of.
has baby chickies. I can
Yeah, I have
hear him
babies.
chirping.
Oh, I've got all
You
kinds
got
of
baby
animals.
chicks?
Oh, I got over 250 or 250 birds,
Really?
quail, pheasant, uh, most expensive
Wow.
chicken in America. Um,
Wow.
we got all kinds of stuff. We got like 50 rabbits, goats. It's just a zoo
You
around
got
here.
you got any dairy cows?
No, I'm not much into the dairy farming. I
Okay.
have thought about getting not. Now I say that. I have had jerseys and I have had Holsteins, but me being a milking boy just ain't gonna cut it. But what I would do is take in between 4 and 5 bottle cat or baby calves instead
Yeah.
of putting them on a bottle. I'd
Hmm.
put some kickers on the nurse cow and put her in the stanchion and
Yeah.
get them to suck on her for 3 or 4 days, and then
Hmm.
they would start smelling like her. And then she'd
Yeah.
take them out in the field, and I'd just turn them loose and let them do their thing. And every couple of months, I'd pull them and put a new set on there, so
Yeah.
I could get one
So
cow. Yeah, I could
you
have one
probably
cow produce me 10 calves, basically.
one cow. Now you probably have enough eggs to last you for a lifetime, correct?
Well, last time I got into chickens, I was getting over 144, 150 plus eggs a day.
Wow. That's impressive.
But right now, I'm trying to get more into. Well, I do the chicken thing too. I'm still getting a couple dozen eggs a day plus, but
Yeah.
I'm incubating my own stuff, so
Hmm.
I haven't actually turned loose of any eggs. I got people wanting them, but
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now I'm trying to build my flock up. But I'm wanting to make sure that I can take care of me and mine when
Yeah.
things go the way they're fixing to go.
Yeah. No worries. Everything's going,
Here,
the way the universe is going to have it go. And we just have to put our understandings in, as I always say on the show, as we all go with inner reflection and we get to inner attunement of who we are. And once we stop using our mental capacity of our brain, I'm not saying that we're supposed to be zombies, but our mental capacity of our 3D brain sometimes interferes with our ability to understand the cosmic realm of who we truly are. And it
yeah,
always will do that because that's what our brain does. I mean, everybody's brain does it. My brain does it. Everybody's brain honestly does that. But, one of the things you learn in life is to tell your brain to sometimes tell the
here's the
brain to
crowd.
say, be quiet, brain. I love you, but you need to stop. And when you tell
Yeah,
your brain to stop, and I'm kind of kidding around this way, but
yeah.
when you tell the brain stop, you control your brain. The brain does not control the human body or the human person. Although billions of humans let the brain control the human, when in truth, once you're awakened, you can tell the brain to turn the brain switch off. So you can go into the heart center and your cosmic meditations and all the things you do center wise has nothing to do with your brain. It has to do with the inner spirit of oneself, which is the beautiful part of us, and pretty much the beautiful part of us all, is that we have the ability to go within spirit cosmically and really come to understand who we truly are. You
Well
know,
said. Well said.
and that to
Yeah,
me,
mind over matter.
yeah, my mission here is to get people out of their heads, and it's not easy because we all have brains, but sometimes we need to turn the brain off and just sit silently and listen to our heart. You know, we have
My heart
billions of
gets me in
humans using the
trouble.
brain. Say again.
My heart's always gotten me in trouble.
Your heart's the best thing in the world, though. The fact that you have that spiritual heart, it could be a troublemaker, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, it just always gets me into trouble, and it seems like every time I do the right thing, I become the bad guy, even though I didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, you know what? Then wherever those situations occur, you can make the choice either to interact in those situations or just choose your interactions.
Yeah, well, and I've just for the last since all this happened a little over 2 years ago, I
Yeah,
hardly go anywhere. I got
yeah.
most of my close friends, they're old enough. My best friend's fixing to be 80 years old. I'm 47. We've been best friends for over 25 years, but
Mhm.
I don't act my age and he don't act his age. But neither one of us drink or party or do none of that stuff. But
And well, you're doing good. I
yeah,
mean,
we
you're
have
to be in your own space, Corey, is a good thing. If you can be centered and meditate in your own place with the chickens and the birds and everything, that's perfect.
yeah,
You don't
I'm
need to
out in
go
God's
anywhere.
country. I don't have close neighbors, but the neighbors that I do have, like the one to my south, I mean, she's like a mother to me. She's an older
Hmm.
widow woman, and like when
Hmm.
those tornadoes was coming through Monday, run over there and make sure she can get in her little Freddy hole before they hit.
Yeah,
Make sure she's taken care of and stuff. But besides that, I
yeah.
just mind my own business and do my thing and
There you
make the
go.
best life that I can possibly do.
Well, you're doing just fine. Just be who you are. You don't have to be someone else that you're not. The one thing I do totally teach is everyone should be who they are. Don't try to be anybody else but who you are
Well, one thing
because
that
you're
I've
not
always
here to
been
please
told is
everybody.
everybody tells me they've never met anybody like me, no matter what it is, good or
Hmm.
bad or indifferent. I can be your best enemy or your worst, or your best friend or your worst enemy, and it's to the extreme on either side. You're the one that sets that tone.
Yeah, you don't set it. It's up to the individual as to how they interact with you. That's absolutely
Yeah,
true.
and I can feel
You know.
the energy that when I walk into some place or just see somebody or talk to somebody, it's almost like you can tell if what they're saying is the truth or if they're sugarcoating it or
Hmm.
exaggerating it or just flat out
Hmm.
lying to you.
Yeah.
It's a real weird feeling and it gets you in trouble too.
Well, sometimes it's called perception of reality. So you're perceptive of somebody else. You see through them, and you can see through somebody. I do that I can go into a store and look at somebody without thinking about it. I say, I see through that person just by their facial expression. I just keep it to myself. I don't know that person. I could be in a store somewhere. I'm just making an observation of what I see, and that's fine. And I just, I don't know them. Why would I want to do anything other than just observe the fact that I can see? Just like I do on my show here, I can read people's stories. After a while, I'll just go into a mode of reading and helping them just because it's something naturally activated within me to do. And
Yeah.
but I always ask permission. Hey Rod, always ask permission if I can do that. I cannot assume that I can just jump in there and help somebody unless they ask me. If they ask me and they say, yes, Commander, you can do this, whether it be at my workshops or on here, I'm always honoring, whether they're willing to let me do that. If they say yes, I'm happy to do it. You can't, one thing I've learned through my journeys in life is you can never force somebody to get help. They have to want it if they need it,
Oh, yeah.
depending what it is.
They don't make a damn whether it's a 12-step program or what it is. If they're not willing to change or want to change
Right,
or accept something for what it truly is, then no matter
right,
what you want to do or no amount of money is going to change it.
right. That's right. So, and just to let people know, you're watching Encounters. This is the late night spiritual UFO talk show. And we have Corey as our guest. We have April, who was on earlier outside before it was raining out. And if you missed it, we got to watch some of the spaceships on the mountain. And she was actually outside, which is kind of cool. And it's just one of those beautiful things that we got to see the spaceships. And it was they put on quite a show outside on her camera. So it was pretty amazing if you missed it. And then I went live at my show about 11:06 this evening, or into what it is now Tuesday morning. So just want to say the one thing I will say, because I haven't said it for a while tonight, I love all of you. Whether you're a new person here and I don't even know you, I love you. I love every single person on here. And that's what we're here to do, is to love each other, embrace each other. And we're on for a cosmic ride that's out of this world. All of us know this. We're going into a planetary shift that is going to rock the world. And you already know this. Most of you do. We do our human thing, whatever it is, right? But we know within us that we're going for a cosmic ride. We're going into a level that we've never, ever seen in our current human history. We've studied the history of the ancient civilizations for billions of years, all these other civilizations that have had interactions with star people, and you've seen it on programs like Ancient Aliens. By the way, speaking of Ancient Aliens, I went to the Warner Theater a few weeks ago on May 2nd, and I went to the whole thing with the Ancient Aliens people that are on the show, that host the show. They had an after meet and greet thing. I didn't go to that. I could have, but I didn't get a chance to. I want to tell you my review of Ancient Aliens tour. All respect to the Ancient Aliens tour people. I didn't get a lot of information from it in the time they were speaking. The things they showed, and even before the Ancient Alien speakers came on and started talking about things, I felt like it was almost a 2-hour promotion for their program on TV. And again, no disrespect to Ancient Aliens. I want to actually interview some of those people on my TikTok here. So
Well,
I'm
they are
trying to
about the
figure out how
money.
to get what?
They are about the money.
Yeah, they didn't give a lot of information, to be honest. And I got in there with my media pass, and I almost was ready to get up when they were, talking and starting to say, and I was going to say something about space contact, because normally I'm more that person that would do something like that, but for some reason I didn't do it. But I was almost tempted to stand up. There were hundreds of people in the auditorium. I was going to say that, by the way, can I ask you a question about space people and about contact that's happening now? But I didn't say it. I was actually being really respectful. But the other part of me says, get up there, Commander, say something. They're here right now, say something. I didn't say anything. But I felt the Ancient Aliens tour was more of a promotion than it was informative. I don't think we got a lot of information out of it. That was my own perception. If you go to the Ancient Alien tour in your city or wherever they're touring, tell me what you think. But I felt like people didn't get a lot of information out of it, personally.
Yeah, well, when I was in the conference calls with people, we'll just say the channel that airs that. I don't know if I can actually promote what channel that is or not.
No, we
But,
don't say a channel, but just the information is good enough.
But they didn't. They wouldn't. They were in Wyoming, or what was it? Wyoming or Montana? I think it was Montana,
Okay.
filming because they were actually going to come down here and film with the stuff that I sent them before. Because the stuff you've seen isn't nothing compared to other things I've got and some things I haven't aired.
Yeah.
Some of them, you know, if you know anything about it, then it'll blow your mind. But if you don't, you're gonna think, "Wow, this guy's whacked." Because
I feel like if you're going to get real information, like these rooms are the rooms to kind of be in
Right.
to get real information. The Commander Show, my show, people like Corey that are actually having real contact. Those are where you're going to get the real information from. That's where you're going to get the truth from.
the only problem I have with it, no matter, get back, rebel. I'm trying to fight a dog real quick. No matter which show it is, it's in a public forum, and that's what gets me, because you technically, especially with people that uses bogus names, and you can't really tell who's who. So how do you know? I know things can be controlled, but they can also be manipulated. So, because where there's good, there's evil.
Right.
But you know what? Only things can be manipulated if you let that happen. For example, because I work so closely coming to Earth from off planet, nothing can manipulate anything I do in my broadcasts. This show is so well protected. There's no manipulation. There's no evil. There's nothing like that. So it all depends on where you take the vibrational patterns of energy. So if you take the vibrational patterns of energy and have a belief system that, there's good, there's going to be something else happening other than good. If there's a door open to let it happen, yes. But if you have a door that is closed that doesn't let it in, or that vibrational pattern in, it just doesn't affect you. Like, for example, I've been in my mission work most of my life. I've put a protection around me everywhere I go. So I had a guy today, for example. I was going into a shopping center. There's a sign, big sign that says one way. He wasn't supposed to. He's with his wife, an older man. And he's coming like he's going to come out. I just purposely honked my horn to try to tell him. And you tell him to go backwards. The guy gets upset and angry at me. Guess this was an incredible situation. He comes almost at my car and almost hits my car. All right. He didn't hit it. He got close enough to try to make a point, and he's yelling and screaming at the commander right now. I'm sitting there, and his wife's telling the husband to calm down, and she's sitting in the driver's seat. Her husband's yelling, and then he takes off in the one way going out. And I said, well, it's his karma. Whatever happens to him happens. I went into the parking thing and went into the store, but this guy was like so upset because I was trying to just nicely tell him, with my hands, you're going the wrong way. And he got all upset. Hey, look, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's your fault that he's doing wrong.
Right. It is. It was my fault.
I dealt with that a lot.
I went about my day and, whatever, the karma that happens to somebody, if they're going to be that angry, they've got issues to deal with, and hopefully they figure it out, But the thing is that, we have the choice to either vibrate in higher patterns of light, or we can we can get angry, as humans do. We can either react and get angry at something, when we either that or let go of it and just be in that center of Christed frequencies of light. I prefer to be in the Christed frequencies of light. I will not let anything interfere with my mission work. And if someone comes into my field of energy, and be it in a live, be it in wherever I go, I do not let myself interact with people that are negative. I just won't do it.
I understand that. It has a way to grab a hold of you without you even realizing it till it's too late.
Unless you let it can only grab a hold of you if you're not protected. If you're not
Yeah,
totally protected, it could grab a hold of you.
yeah, because if
But if
you
you're
entertain
protected,
it,
it can't grab you at all. It can't even touch you.
true. But if you're around that atmosphere constantly, I don't care how strong of a person you are, eventually it's going to grab you. Because if
Yeah,
that's why you
but
become a product of your environment.
do you know anyone who's in that atmosphere constantly? I don't. I don't.
I do. I know a bunch of them, but whenever I was younger, I had a different kind of life down in Fort Worth,
Yeah,
Texas. That's why I
yeah.
moved back up here to where I was born and back in God's country, out in the middle of nowhere, and changed my ways because, for one, I wanted to. But even back then, though, I never lost. I don't care if it was in sports. We always went state champions till I left. Then they never won another one. Um, I get in trouble with the cops. They tried to throw me. I had 30 accounts of attempted murder against me one time for self-defense, and I laughed at them. And they told me that was verbiage, so I argued it. But they tried giving me life for it, and I told them no. Before it was all settled down, they just wanted to get me for discharging a firearm within inside city limits.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them no, that, I'm still not going to plead to that, even though I did it. I'm not going to plead to it because it's self-defense. I can't, there's nothing I can do about what I used for self-defense. Sorry. And I end up walking away from it, but yeah, all kinds of stupid things, from murders that went down that they tried to accuse me of that was next door to my mom's house in Texas, to you name it. Back then, it didn't make a dang what it was. The cops were banging on my door
Mm-hmm.
24/7.
Well,
But every
look
case
at
I beat,
yourself
no matter
today.
what it was.
Look at yourself today, Corey, and look at the person you are now versus who you are then. You are a different person. You're doing what you want to do now. You're not in that same environment.
Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah.
have a memory of the environment, but you're not there now, right?
I'm who I wanted to be and knew I was should have been all along. But I
Mm-hmm.
was in that environment that we was just talking about, from an
Right.
alcoholic, woman beating, DRUG person, that I would tell you that I'm not your dad, and never had anything to do with you, but had to do with your other brothers, and you was always the problem, always the scapegoat. So it's sad to say when somebody's got to cut their own parents out of their life to be
Mm-hmm.
the person that they know they should have been all along.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do it, once I did it, within a couple of weeks, I cannot tell you how much better it made me feel as a being. It just
Yeah.
the way, even looking at life differently, everything about it just felt so much better.
That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. It's great
Yeah.
that you took the steps to change your life around, and to cut out negative things in your life to make your life more positive.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of us have that kind of background, and it's how we're living life now that's important,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
today.
I ended up running away from home at 15 and running the streets of Dallas Fort Worth because I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't go home. I couldn't. No, all my little brothers was allowed to watch TV with them or whatever, but my stepdad would all be, get your damn feet off the furniture. Furniture? What's furniture? I guess it's Alabama language for furniture, but I
You
just,
know what? But Ram Dass, if you ever read the book Be Here Now, it's a classic book by the late Ram Dass. It's just the terminology, be here now. What does that mean? It means whatever we've had happen in our past with our family life or anything else. It's wherever we always have lessons on earth. When we come to earth, whatever families we are born into,
Hmm.
good, bad, or indifferent, we have teachable lessons. And when we get through those lessons, we finally mature spiritually where we say, this is not who I want to be. This is not who I am. This is not who I am. So we go from that to saying, okay, I can remember that history, but I'm now a different person. And
yep,
you're a different person when you are centered in your light. And when you're centered in your light, it doesn't matter who you are. I teach this in my workshops. When you're centered in your light, there's nothing no one can do to stop you from doing what you're doing. Like, for example, when I use the term busting the matrix, when I say that in general, I mean, I am here to bust the matrix. I'm here to bust negativity. I'm here to bust limitation. I'm here to bust the system of control on earth. I'm here to bring light where there's no light. I'm here to bring love where there's no love. I'm here to bring transformation where there's no transformation. I'm here to shake up the foundation of people all over the world. That's why I'm here. That's my mission. That's the essence of being. You know, I don't accept anything less than what I'm doing. Or the word would be, there's so much more to do. We're each learning lessons as we go into high vibrational frequencies. There's going to be shifts of energy that are going to happen to all of us. I think the main focus we have to look at now is where we've been. No matter what we've done in life, we are good people. We all experienced different things and whatever traumas and things in our lives. But now we have to look at the bigger picture, which is our whole planet. And the whole planet needs our help. And because it needs our help, we have to be the ones looking how we're going to help our brothers and sisters. And to help our brothers and sisters, it's going to take every single person that wakes up on our planet to do it. And we're going to do
Everybody
it
turn the
collectively,
TV off.
communally, whatever. We're all going to do it together.
Well, everybody needs to turn their TV off too, because our media is not helping us any.
No, nope, it's not.
Trying to
That's a lot of
promote.
work, but there are, at least, thank goodness, there are millions of people that are not watching the TV news, or they're getting sidewhacked by a lot of that stuff. If people, meditate, if people connect with their star family, if people spend time doing that, if people just take 30 minutes a day meditating and connecting with the higher levels of consciousness, it will transform their lives. It will transform every aspect of what happens. And you can still have the human experience, but don't let the human experience gobble you up.
Yes.
Just realize it's a human experience, but you have a cosmic self, which you need to start connecting with. Everybody does. We all have a cosmic self.
There was one expensive lesson that I learned, and it was, no matter what the situation is, no matter how bad it is, you never lose. It's a situation, and it's more of an opportunity. It's not a good thing, a bad thing. It may have bad circumstances in it. However, it's an opportunity to grow. But no matter what, you never lose if you take something from it. So even
Right.
when you're in a bad situation that somebody else may have even put you in, well, if you learn something from it, you're gonna, they say leave it in the past, but you can't technically leave anything in the past that's stuck in your memory. But if you take the lessons that you've learned from it and carry them
Right.
forward,
Right.
you're going to be a better person in the end for it, and you'll have less trauma, and
Right.
you'll recognize it long before you ever have to experience it again, to where you're allowed to
Right.
remove yourself from that situation. And that's why I don't
Yeah.
really drink anymore, except
Yeah.
the last time I drank, I think it was 2018. But I swore to myself when I was a child, before I left my mom's house, that I'd never be that guy. I'd
Yeah.
never, whether I had kids or married somebody that had kids or was around kids, I would never, ever, no matter whose kids they were, I'd never treat them the way I had to be treated. And
Yeah. No, see, you've grown from that experience. This is a beautiful thing. You've learned lessons from your experience, which I think each individual does, no matter what our experiences are. Even for me, growing up as a kid, there are many things that happened in my experience that helped me become a better person in the human level. And also my awakening process, I'm always learning. I'll never stop learning. Even now, I never stop learning. I'm always learning. When you stop learning, is the time when you get stagnated. When you are still learning and you're still elevating your consciousness, we can never stop elevating our consciousness. Even when we go on the ships, eventually, we're not going to stop elevating our consciousness. When, for example, our event happens with the five of us, April, myself, and the other three. The other two. We're not going to stop doing what we're doing. We're just going to become better in our consciousness as to what we're going to do to help the planet. And everyone's going to be involved at some level in that. So we have our earth-based experiences, all of us, like I said, good, better, and different. We all have human experiences, and they're not all the same. Some have more terrible experiences. Some have less terrible experiences. Some have things where they don't get along with their cousins or relatives. And I think many families have that. Other families have great experiences with their cousins or relatives. We're all different. With the billions of people on Earth, We all are going to have different experiences in life, and that's the way it should be. And
Yes,
out of
that's how
that,
we
we
learn.
learn from each other, those experiences, right?
Yes. That's what makes this planet, or these, this planet nice is,
Yeah.
we're all
Young
different.
Skywalker says, April, next time your star family takes you on the ship, can you ask them if they can come soon, please?
Or come out here and land and talk to them and quit just sending stuff to my
Quit
door.
sending them poof clouds.
No, those are fine, but I mean, the stuff that they've sent here literally to my front door and on my roof. I don't know if y'all seen that video or not, but I just asked them once, you got a problem, land, come in and shoot a
What did
ball,
they
drink
send
beer,
on your
whatever.
roof? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
There's a
What
video.
happened with that?
Do what?
You said what happened with the cloud? What can you tell our audience about the clouds you're talking about?
Oh, these are just clouds that come down to me. It's been a couple of months ago. A friend and I was headed into town, and we got this hill they call Devil's Hill because it's real steep, and there's a arena beside it. Went back in the old days when they'd pull out with them stock trailers, they'd have to swing wide to go eastbound, and they'd swing in the other lane. Well, when the cars come flying over the hill, they'd head on and kill everybody, so they call it Dead Man Arena. But anyways, when I leave my house, I got to drive up to the highway. It's a little over a quarter mile, I guess. I turn east to go towards town, and I see a cloud that's hanging lower than the rest of them. And all of a sudden, it just starts moving east with us. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I get up to the speed limit. It's still hanging right in front of me. So I just go ahead and punch it when I know nobody's around. Well, I'm running 95 mile an hour, and I ain't catching up to this damn cloud. All of a sudden, it comes around in front of me and lands right at the top of the hill, right in the middle of the road. And we're flying up on top of that hill. As soon as we get to the top of the hill, it just takes off and fly towards town, which is another 3.5 miles, 4 miles, and we could never even catch the thing. It was just gone.
How big was the cloud, Corey?
These range from about the small car size up to 3 or 4 semi long.
Okay. Do you think? Let me ask you a question. These clouds, do you think it is an intelligence, or what do you think it is?
I know it's not Mother Nature. I have been a nature kid or outside most of the time. I'm not one to watch TV. When I was a kid, or when I lived with my dad, he was one of them Pentecostal nuts that was just another different story. But we never had TV, so we was always out doing chores and staying outside, stay busy till it's time to go in and take a bath. So we lived on the river banks and out on the farmland, taking care of livestock. I've dealt with country all my life. We're the ones that went to school that went out and shoot skunks first thing in the morning. And then we go into the school, in elementary school, and we clean the whole school out because my brother and I smelled like skunks. We had to go home. So, I've dealt with outside Mother Nature. I've chased tornadoes. I've had tornadoes, 2 of them come right behind my place here. I've dealt with the weird stuff, but even the earthquakes. But I have yet. I'm 47 years old. I turned 47 in January, and I have never ever, in all the crazy experiences I've had in my life, I've yet to have anything like this happen. But 2.5 years ago when this started, it hadn't stopped. And when everything.
Let me ask you a question. Have you done any meditation when this happens to see if you can facilitate some sort of communication through telepathy?
Well, I talked about this, I think, the first night that I came on when I was telling you my story, just typing.
That's right.
But when these first started, of course, we were always told, especially in the Pentecostal realm, that nothing like this is ever true. It's of the devil, blah, blah, blah. And you get it beat in your head after a while because you get brainwashed. But, if you don't see something, it's hard to believe something you can't see, especially when it's something this far out there, I guess you could say. So at first I did not believe it. I thought, back in February of 18, I had a bad accident, broke my back completely in half, T12, 2 brain bleeds, busted my wrist, everything, but which I took care of myself to get all that back by myself, literally. But after that, I got to thinking, maybe I'm having some kind of hallucination, something another from the trauma from that, even though it literally happened just in the blink of an eye. but it just kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier
Mhm.
and crazier. And then one night, well, we dropped thousands of rounds at him. I mean, thousands. Because one night we stopped counting drones at 500. I
Mhm.
mean, they'd be a foot or two off the ground, all the way around three of us, and trying to unload a grain bin off a trailer, and uh, I couldn't deal with it. But I mean, me being out here by myself most of the time, um, I'm one of them. Oh, how's the TikTok like for you to say it? I'm one of them guys that it's either unalive or be unalived. I guess is how I could say that without getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I I'll take my actions before I ask questions if it's a threat.
Mhm. So let
Because
me ask you about the clouds, all right? And I read energy as I do with everything that goes on.
all right,
So with the clouds, I'm telling you what I'm getting.
all right,
Those clouds are some sort of an intelligence. They're not actually what's the word I want to say? They're not really clouds, although
no,
they
no,
appear to
no.
be clouds. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, because I've watched the ships turn into clouds. I've watched them produce the clouds.
Right. So the question I have for you, have you taken the time to find a quiet space to meditate, to communicate telepathically with the beings that are actually being present? Because they actually do want to communicate with you, but have you attempted to come to a place to communicate with them?
Yeah, actually, one night when I just decided to lay my pew pews down instead of carrying three of them on me that would have took out anything around me, um, I cleared the chambers and everything on them and disassembled them,
Hmm.
laid them down, and literally stood there and talked for like 5 hours.
That's
So let
good.
me go backwards. You just said that you talked to them for 5 hours.
It was a little over 5 hours exactly.
So when you say you talked to them for 5 hours, you're talking telepathy, correct?
Well, they would not. I've there's I don't know. As far as I can see, there's probably 3,000 acres around me. So
Right.
it's mainly all pasture land or a little bit of farmland, but mainly pasture land. But 160 acres that's adjacent to me, um, they probably took up 60 of it with crafts. Probably 30 of it to the east of me, and in the pasture across the road here. You could see these crafts laying out there.
Of the
They would,
spaceship.
yeah. There's something that I've never seen before in my life.
So let me ask you a question. Were you able, or did you even consider the idea of maybe walking up to one of those spaceships?
At that time, no. However, um, they could hear me. They could understand because when I'd ask them something, I would have them blink or raise because some of them wasn't even on the ground. Some of them was
There, yeah.
they're hovering 15, 20 foot off the ground, 10, 15 foot, 20, somewhere's in there. But I've had triangle come in and land right in front of me as soon as I pulled my driveway.
Hmm.
I'm so glad that you put your pew pews down and decided to try to communicate with them, versus and pew pew first and ask questions later.
Well,
Because
with the government supposedly doing what they're doing,
I know it's
that's one thing.
confusing.
Well, that's one reason why I did it.
Yeah.
Because
So now
there's
the question is,
anything that's less than 82 feet in the air, they got open air. Yes, they do. But anything less than 82 feet in the air, such as a drone, if it's flying over private property in the state of Kansas and federal,
right,
you can legally pew pew them down and no consequences. If
right.
it is an unidentified flying object less than 500 feet, does not have a tail wing number or anything like that, under 500 feet, you can legally pew pew them down no matter what it is.
So let me ask you a question beyond the pew pewing thing. The spaceships, the one that are not our government craft, you're having interactions with them, correct? Am I correct about that?
It's almost every night.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Now I'm going to go into my commander mode. Do you feel comfortable enough with the ones that are not government?
Well, that's what we
I mean,
don't
the
know is
question,
what is and what isn't.
well, you're going to find out. The only way you're going to find out is to take that step.
Well,
So
I
are you
figured I
willing to
took
take,
that step when I did the pew pewing.
right, but
Because if it
that's
was
one
them, you
step.
know, that'd have been knocked on my door. We wouldn't be talking right
Right.
now. I'd be sending
That's
you
one
letters
step.
from jail cell.
That, Corey, that's definitely one step to take. But the other step is the ones that are the non-terrestrial, extraterrestrial space beings. Those are the ones I'm talking about because you're having that interaction also. I'm saying when you have that interaction, you're seeing them. You first
I,
have to use telepathy and say, who are you? Where are you from? Before you make the interaction physically, I want you to do this as a test. I want you to ask them, where are they from mentally? Like just now without verbalage, just use your mind, so to
yeah,
speak.
yeah. Now
And
that's what I do before I try to speak to them verbally
yeah,
and
right.
stuff like
So
that.
as
But
you're
now I
asking
try to
them,
do it just
talking to them telepathically, say, I'm not afraid. I'm ready to meet you. I am a Christed being of light. Are you Christed beings of light? Ask them who they are. Ask them a few questions. If they tell you, yes, we are here and we are Christed beings of light and we are here to meet you as star people, if that is the sense of what you get in your vibrational reception of them, then say, okay, I'm ready to meet you. I come in peace. I'm ready to meet you, and I'm willing to meet you. Are you willing to do that?
and that's kind of what I do, and that's one reason why I'm still standing out here outside in my out in the open because
Hmm.
normally I would make
Yeah,
sure I could keep something close, my truck or the door
yeah.
open, or a building or a tree,
Hmm.
anything that I could get overhead real quick. But man, these things move so freaking quick that I don't care. Uh,
Now, I'm talking about like you said before. You see the spaceships in the fields out where
yeah,
you are, correct?
yeah. Well, I'll see them right in front of me. They come. I got videos of a round one and a triangle looking one, and or a
Hmm.
rectangle looking one and a round one hovering in front of my shop, probably 50, 60 foot away,
Yeah.
9, 10 foot off the ground, somewhere's in there from
So
about
let's talk about
11:45 to 4:45 in the morning.
yeah.
Stayed there
So
all night.
let's see. So have you walked up to the let's say the ones that are oval or round? Have you walked up to those particular craft?
I've seen very, very few of the oval. Um,
Yeah.
I did see one um, climbing in a storm when this first started, right after it first
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my accountant, one of my best friends who just passed away as well. Uh,
Mm.
and when I looked up in the cloud, I could see it pop up above the cloud a little bit, just the top
Yeah.
side of it. And I told him, I said, I got to go. I got to get on the phone there, and told him what it was. And he started laughing. And told him,
Yeah.
I said, well, I'm fixing to pew pew these things. I'm sick of this. This is in the very beginning. Well, and I've
Yeah.
got this on Facebook. As soon as I did that and I turned back around and put my phone up to, or my
Yeah.
camera up to start recording, you see a great big N and this round thing that said O, and then you hear pow. Well, I took the picture at that time, and you could see something shooting from the O to the N, but then the N just disintegrated, just fell in a million pieces downward.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like it was telling me no, not to be pew pewing them.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's a little freaky. But,
Right.
and
So if they're telling you in communications, no, don't do that, they're saying it for a reason because they're
yeah,
saying they're not the enemy. They're not here to hurt you. They're saying stop stop poo pooing or whatever.
yeah,
All I'm saying to you is as you become more aware of these things, be conscious of your reaction to these things because once you'll realize in your meditation which ones are the positive beings that are trying to communicate with you. When they're saying don't do that, they're saying, yeah, we'll communicate with you, we'll meet you, but you have to stop doing that,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Well, and I haven't done that in long before you and I
Oh,
started
good.
talking. I got a cloud coming right here over my top of my truck. He's probably, oh crap, he's less than 10 foot off the ground. Probably
Yeah.
less than 15 foot from me. He's square looking,
Hmm.
or no, rectangle looking. Oh,
Yeah.
no, there's one even
And
closer
by the
to
way,
me.
we're at 88.5 thousand likes. Can we get everybody to tap on my profile? When you tap and you see the heart, that will get us to 100,000. We're close to 100,000 at 1:21 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. You're watching Encounters, Corey has had visual contact with the spaceships where he is, and he's got video footage and a number of things of that. And Yaya Spirit saying, Corey, the galactic beings of light, Christed light, do love you. This is our friend Yaya. She's out in Mount Shasta.
Yeah, I just if you'd have talked to me about this 3 years ago, I'd have probably laughed at you and cussed you out because like I said, I had it beat in my head that none of this was even remotely possible,
Yeah.
especially to the extreme that of some of the things I've seen, because I still don't understand them. But I've learned that there's been so much that we've been lied to all along, and been covered up and deceived and pulled away from us to not allow us to see the true universe and planet, that to kind of just wipe my memory of or my process thinking, whatever,
How could
start
so
over.
Corey? How could people saying they'd love to see your videos? How could they see your videos on TikTok?
Well, I just started again after I talked to you the first time, because I got to thinking, well, I say something about go to my Facebook page, but then why am I giving business to the other when I'm on one platform already? But I'm going to start transferring a bunch of that stuff. But you can actually go look on Corey S. Truitt on Facebook, CoreYS TRUITT.
Yeah.
And
people, I think if you transfer some of them solely onto your TikTok, people can just go to your what's your TikTok page? Just Corey?
Corey, what is it? 40? Heck, I don't know. I don't never look at myself.
Right, no, you don't.
Yeah, I don't even like mirrors, but I got them everywhere.
But yeah, so I see your name, Corey. If I go on to and I press Corey, I will see your page pop up as Corey 4345.
Yeah,
So it
there you
says
go.
Corey 4345.
Yeah, there's
That's
3
the
different things on there right now, which one of them is on that, I'm going to call it light being, whatever that thing was that was floating around that guy was calling an orb the other day from a different country that came on here, said it was a big round light orb. Well, that's what it looks like bouncing around, but then its body was on my roof and it reached down and grabbed a hold of it. And you can see it in the film. I think it's a 3-minute and 40-second film, I believe it is, or video, and at about 3 minutes 23 seconds or something like that, you can actually see the beam come down in the bottom right corner of it, same color as the head, and the head or the light thing, round thing, comes down to it, and then it just bends over, reaches out and grab it. But if you do it frame by frame, especially if you can get it on something bigger, you can see where its head's removed. You can see part of its neck. You can see the collar on its shirt or jacket. You can see its pants. You can see its legs. You can see its shoes or boots, feet, whatever you want to call them.
So
you
can
tell it's a human or a human-shaped something.
Right. So it sounds like it could be a being wearing a spacesuit, correct?
Well, I don't know, because it just looked like a bright white. You just have to watch the video, man, and look. Just tell me what you think it is, because I still don't have a clue.
I'll watch the video.
All I know
When
is
I watch the video, I'll tell you
like
what it is. Right in 2 seconds, I'll know what it is.
Yeah,
I'll watch the
right
video.
at the very, very end. But if you stop it, a lot of times that white light that's bouncing around all over the place, I've had them out here many a times, and other things that just fly by that look weird. But if I catch them and stop it, it looks like a millipede flying around. Looks like it's got a million legs on it.
I'm gonna have to take a look at the video with the human form wearing the outfit with the boots. I'm getting that they're wearing some sort of a space suit.
Whatever it is, it removed its head and it's out there bobbing around. But if you can do it frame by frame, you can see it better. But if you can stop it just right, there's another ball-looking thing right behind the bright white oval-shaped thing, and it looks like a face.
Yeah, I don't know. When I look at the video,
like it's looking through a mask.
When I look at the video, I'm not sure if the being actually removed its head. I think something else happened. I'd have to look at the video.
Yeah, if you put it in to where you can watch it frame by frame, that's how I did it. Because and you got to watch ignore the choice words on there, the language there, some
Okay.
of it, because I speak my mind all the time, and some of my language could be changed on that, but it is what it is, because you can definitely tell that I was trying to figure out what the heck it was.
All right. Well, Corey, you've been amazing. Your story's amazing. You know, part of this show is when hearing the personal life transformations of a person, having from the way their life was and the way your life is. That's part of the human experience, right? And you went from your previous way you were to now having these cosmic experiences with spaceships and all this stuff happening, which is way different than the life you were having. So I appreciate you, man, for coming on here on Encounters and sharing some of that, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate you allowing me to do it. And we can, we've all had bad experiences in life, but it don't matter what kind of life we've had when we were younger. We're no longer in that, and if you are, you really have nobody else to blame but yourself, because only you are going to take your last breath. So you're the one ultimately over your life. So if you want to get out of something, just do it.
Yeah.
Anything worth having is going to be hard, and anything that comes too easy isn't worth having. So just make up your mind and do it, and you'll be rewarded greatly.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for coming on, Corey, and I hope you have a blessed night too, man.
It was
All
nice
right, man.
meeting
Y'all
you,
be
Corey.
safe. I'm gonna stay out here and see if I can get somebody to come down. So send them my
Hey,
way.
you
I'm
do
ready
it.
to party.
There you go.
I want to show them how to do it over there.
Have a
I'm gonna
good night,
corrupt them. I'm
Corey.
gonna corrupt them like I do everybody else.
Hey, Corey, thank you, man. You definitely do that. You'll bring him down. And it's we're almost at 100,000 likes here. We've had on the show tonight 6.3 thousand people view the show since 11:06 p.m. Now, people are wondering, how can I know that? There's a special thing on my screen here that tells me an overview of how many people have been watching. We've got 30 new followers to the show. Thank you for the 30 new people. And so that we can do that. Any one of us can do that on our lives. We can see how many people are watching within the first hour. You're watching Encounters. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, the man from Mars. We have April, who's on planet right now until the next time she's off planet. And we never know when that's going to be. But and I'm not predicting anything, but I do get the feeling, a little bit. I do get. They're giving April a break right now. She's been on the ship 16 times.
Something like that, yeah.
It feels like 16 times. But I do have a feeling. Let me just tune in a bit on this. This is where I always do this. For whatever reason tonight, April's getting a break. But I do believe between Thursday or through the weekend at some point, she'll be, they're going to be asking her to come on the ship. I'm thinking it'll be gradual, that they'll let you know, April, probably in the next few days. They'll give you some sort of they're going to give you some subtle hints. And so you're not just like abruptly disrupted from your live or something. But I think towards the weekend, it's not going to be during Friday night when we do our Astro Command Q&A, but I think it's going to be towards the weekend.
Yeah,
But
I have
just
no
figured
idea. When they come, and I just go.
yeah. So I'm just giving you some information. I don't know why I know this, but every time I tell her something like this, it usually does happen.
And it does.
So, and what I'm getting is when you go off planet, they're going to have more specific general information that can be shared with everybody. It's going to be more information they want to be shared with the world in terms of what's going to happen on a more open level. Of course, anything that they have that is for only us, specifically you, me, and the others of the five, that will be just kept until we all meet in person again. There might be a little bit of that when you go off planet, but there's another part of it which is going to be information that you're going to be getting you're going to get some downloads, I think, as well. So yeah, some good things are happening, but also they're aware of many different things happening on our planet right now, of course, and there'll be information they're going to give you that's important. That's what I'm getting, and it's all good, but you're having a little bit of a break at the moment, which is good. You need it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's
need the
weird
break.
going off planet and then coming back and and then trying to walk on our planet after being on the ships. It definitely feels a little off-putting.
Yeah. No, I just you're just doing some beautiful, beautiful mission work, and sister, you're doing some great things to unconditionally, in a humble way, for the whole mission part of it. And for anyone who does not really know April, she's the most humble person you'll actually get to be friends with. So if you're new here, I know watch her lives when I'm not live at 11. She's usually on about 7, 9 o'clock, or somewhere
Yeah,
in under
around
7 o'clock.
7. Yeah.
Yeah, and so watch her lives, and you know, it's just you'll learn a lot of things. Hey, creative, thank you for the join my team, and also support what we're doing here. I can't believe I didn't set any goals up here. Well, I don't care.
I
It's
was going to
it's
say
almost.
something, but I didn't want to interrupt while people were talking. But yeah, I was going to ask you why your goals weren't set up yet.
So I'm going to do a final goal setting since I'm going to do this here, and I'm going to set up a goal. I'm setting up a new goal, and I might just do this one thing that that I like to do once in a while. People are going to love me for it. It's part of a tradition here on Encounters, and the tradition is a certain word and a certain type of image. And I've just restocked my shelf here on the ship. Tar. Let's see, can I see myself? I'm pinning it. Wait a minute. I got to pin it first. Now I am going to center myself being the tar that I am. Tar, tar, tar. Okay. I can take a breather for a moment. So I have so many people that are tar UFO mania. It could be a wonderful world if we live in peace. I know that we can get to a place where we would have plenty of food. The food we eat, the things we drink would be all natural. And if we go on the ship, we can have some tar. But, there'll be plenty of abundance of that for people on the ship. And it's a beautiful thing that you can drink. It's a kind of a sweet drink, and it's called a tar. So the options are endless for people. I think as we wind down our show for tonight, with a little bit of sense of humor, a little bit of love, a lot of love, and just a great audience here, And I know April knows a lot about the specific thing. When I get the hat on, I have 2 more hats to go. What?
It's the face that does it for me. He gets the
It's
whole
the
face thing
For me,
going.
it's the drinking of the rose and the possible tar. If I can get one level of understanding in roses of life, the rose and the hat make a big difference, because now I can hold a rose in my hand and have one great tar. Okay, I've done it.
You guys
I
are
did it.
awesome.
I've accomplished my goal with everybody here.
That
We
was
have the
cute.
best audience ever.
You do.
If do you think if I was on the Jimmy Kimmel show that people would laugh if I was getting a hat on with a mustache and saying "Tahar" to the audience? Do you
I
think
don't
that
know.
would work?
Probably because I'd be laughing like a maniac in the background.
And would it be possible right now that our space family watching the show on the monitors are having a big laugh and the spaceship is going in circles.
They definitely are. Because
The spaceship is
your
going in circles.
father
I
tried
believe.
to do that to me. He looks at me and he was like, he go- sorry. He looks at me and he had this strange face, and I looked at him and I was like, what? You know, because he had this like he was gonna say something, and then he cocks his head back and he goes Tahar, and I'm like, really? Yeah, I
Is
forgot to
that,
tell you about that. Yes,
uh, oh, he's watching the show. He sees me doing it, so he's going to do it
yes.
now, right?
So he thinks it's funny, but he looks at me. He has this serious face, like he was going to tell me something, and then he just jacks his neck back, and he's like Tahar, and I'm like, really?
I'm glad
My
that
mom
they
was
pick up.
laughing so hard.
They've learned from me. My father's learned from me something. He's learned how to say Tahar. Oh, I can't wait to meet him. I think we're going to be rolling on the ship on the ground. You know, I think they're going to be laughing when I use the expression of Tahar. It'll probably be so funny they won't know what to do.
I should have, you know what I should have asked them when I was out there tonight? I should have said, do you guys know what Tahar is? And see if I got a response. I think next time I do a live outside, I'll do that.
Oh yeah, I'll be sitting in the room watching that live. If they say
You'll be
something,
laughing.
definitely. I know that's going to be good. Well, we're at 97.4 thousand.
Oh, I was tap, tap,
No,
tap, tap.
97.400. What am I saying here? I'm a little bit too hard already, so like, my mind's not working too well. Just kidding. But it's 97.4. Can we get to 100,000 likes? Everybody follow me and everybody follow each other. It's all about following each other, loving each other, being together with each other, at 1:38 in the AM, right here on Encounters, the number one late night spiritual UFO talk show. So at 98.0, I have 3 shows I have to download on my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel. If you've not watched any of our shows in the past, go to my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. You can watch all our previous shows. You can. Hey, Wise Girl, good to see you. Everybody coming in here. Welcome all the people around planet Earth. When you're on this show, imagine yourself being on a big spaceship. When you're on this show watching me, imagine yourselves being on a spaceship. Can you imagine yourselves being on a spaceship? I can. Jackie F., thank you. Sent to Friends with Fairies.
Thank
You
you,
got yourself
Jackie.
your amazing thing, it's called. It's like
Thank you
whatever they
so
call
much, Jackie. That was really nice of you.
it. Hey, Alan, Alan cannot imagine himself. We know Alan. Alan, you can't imagine yourself being on a spaceship? I can. I can imagine you being on a spaceship. Hey, Rusty. Yeah, yes, Spirit.
Paranormal.
We hit 100,000. Thank you,
Awesome,
people.
awesome. We did it.
Alan, we're going to have to get you on a spaceship someday, brother. Then you don't have to imagine being on a spaceship. But again, it's free will. All I can say, folks, is thank you, everybody. You're all good people out there. Blessings. And always operate in Christ consciousness. That's the most important thing. No matter what you do on earth, if you operate in Christ consciousness, that's the most beautiful energy that you can do. That's the highest level of light is Christ consciousness. And I just want to say I love you all. I'm going to get some rest. And I've been working on my light garden. And I'm going to be getting some blueberry plants. I'm going to be growing blueberries this year.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. I will maybe someday broadcast my show at the garden where I might have my microfarming, but I have to figure that out but I'm growing watermelons, grapes, strawberries are coming up, and I'm adding blueberries to my microfarm. Everything.
I am adding in the thing that we are doing with spreading love around and letting people know how much they are loved, as I am doing bleeding hearts in my front yard. The
Oh wow!
ones that, yeah, they look like little puff hearts. They're so pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna plant a couple of those.
Oh, good. You know, I think it's good I think everybody should have a light garden. Everyone should grow organic things. If you have the ability, take the time, tear the grass up. If you have a perfectly nice grassy yard, take the grass out, put some amended soil, organic soils in it, and start growing some stuff. Grow some vegetables, grow tomatoes, grow some peppers, cucumbers, grow some watermelons, grow some pearls. Well, you can't because you don't have any.
I asked
But
them if they would leave a bundle of pearls for me in the woods.
and I tell you,
I tried.
when you get taken on the ship again, April, could you ask them to give me? I want to grow some of the pearls. So if they take you on the ship before you come down here, May 25th, if they give you some pearls, I will grow them in my hydroponic system.
I cannot promise that they will make it back.
Oh, I know you can't. But they're listening to the show right now, and I would like some pearls, please, to grow.
Don't give them to me because they won't make it back. No, I'm just kidding.
Just save the seeds. All right, folks. So we're going to do guest interviews again tomorrow night. It's time for us to depart this particular realm. I'll call it TikTok. I want to thank you all for being here. Hello, me and my brother Leroy have had encounters we'd like to share. You know what? We'll do one more interview. Let's stay on here for a minute. Heston KJ. Hester KJ, can you tell me about the encounter before I bring you up? Can you tell me what happened with the encounter? And if we don't do it tonight, we will definitely do it tomorrow night at 11 p.m. It happened in dreams, Jay Jezzy says. Okay. It was a few weeks ago at a UFO. Let's see here. We'll bring you up here. Let's see if we can bring you up. Hey, Heston, how you doing? Heston, you there? I don't know if they're aware they're on here. Heston, we have you on live on Encounters. Heston? Good evening.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you pretty good on Encounters. Welcome
Hey,
to the
how
show.
you doing, man?
We're doing good. Are you over 18?
Hi, can you let... I am over 18. My brother also, he's 19. His name's Leroy Jenkins. He's trying to get up here. He was with me when it happened, so if you can let him up here also, please.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, he should be requesting.
Yeah, I know this. I am.
Okay, so I see Leroy in here. And how old is he?
He's 19.
He's 19. And where are you guys located?
We're located in Georgia.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, Leroy. Welcome, Leroy Jenkins, I think it is.
Yes, sir. Thank you for letting me up here.
Welcome to you and Heston. So you guys a few weeks ago had a sighting?
We did.
Yes, sir.
It was about, Leroy, what would you say, about 9:30, 8:30, around there, around that time. It was late at night.
Yeah.
We were just walking around. And, we see this beam, like, in the sky. It's flashing between, like, green and red, green and red, green and red. And then we saw it just shoot off, like crazy. Have no clue what it was.
And so how many minutes would you say or seconds did you have the UFO sighting for?
Probably about 20 seconds of it, like, flashing. And then it took off and disappeared.
And Leroy, what did you get from when you were seeing the same thing? What was your perception of that whole experience?
It's just confusing. I mean, it's like you don't know what's going on, It's like you're scared, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, 20 seconds. So you only had like a 20-second encounter. I've on all this stuff all the time. I read all the news reports, all the sighting reports every week. And 20 seconds is not uncommon It can be 20 seconds. Some people have a 1 hour sighting. Some people have a 5 minute sighting. So it was 20 seconds. But where were you when this happened? Were you guys like out in the country, or where were you?
Out in the country. I mean, we
Hmm.
were just like roaming the streets, kind of, not like a more rural area.
Yeah, no, makes perfect sense. So was that your first time having a UFO sighting for the both of you?
It was for both of us. I've never had one, and he hasn't had one, and we were just together when it happened.
Interesting. It's hard to read. Like, I tend to read people's stories and I read into them more. I've done this for a lot of people. I have the ability to do that, but it was such a short sighting, it's hard to read into it. But obviously, you were meant to see it because both of you saw it at the same time, correct?
Yeah, we were walking together when we both saw it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He
And
saw it
and
first and then pointed it out to me. And
mhm,
then I tried pulling my phone out, taking a picture, and then it was just gone. I mean, I stared at it for about 10, 15 seconds,
yeah,
seeing if I can figure out what it was. Tried getting my
yeah.
phone, and I saw it like zip off.
Wow.
A
You
crazy
know, it's
experience, you
interesting.
know.
What Leroy? What'd you say, Leroy?
It's just like a crazy experience, you know.
Yeah, it would be the first time you've had it. Yeah, it would be like you're saying to yourself, "What's going on here?" Right?
Yeah,
Like,
we
what
didn't
is it?
know. First, we thought it might be like a plane or something,
Yeah,
but we saw it. I mean, that thing shot off like 100 mile. I mean, not 100, like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
yeah,
Went
it's pretty
crazy
quick, right?
fast. Yeah.
I have the feeling. The one thing I do feel, if you want to have sightings, do you spend time at night looking at the sky at all, or
We
just
do.
not too much?
We have a telescope we like to look at stars with.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, that's good. I would say download the C5 app. If you have that on your cell phone, there's a thing, Dr. Stephen Greer has an app called the C5 app. After you told me the story, if you download the C5 app, since you're both friends with each other, download the C5 app, learn how to use the app. It's like $9.99. If you have an iPhone, you can download it. If you have a Android phone, you can download it. I'm going to highly recommend that since it's your first time having a UFO sighting. And if you use the app, you'll have more sightings, but they'll be more defined in terms of what kind of sightings you're having. And the C5 app will allow you to have sightings of positive spaceship or UFO contact. If you're willing to do it, it's only a one-time charge. You should both download it, study the app, read it. There's different tones that are used that are sounds that will actually bring in spaceships from off planet that are positive. So I would suggest, I'm glad you came up here. I would suggest you both download that app tonight and start learning how to use it together.
And then one more thing I'd like to add, like, we said we saw it like zip off into the distance.
Yeah.
You know, it left an aroma in the air. It kind of smelled like the closest thing I could describe it to is like a cooking chicken. I mean, it was weird, but it left like a scent, if you know what I mean.
Well, some spaceships or UFOs do have a scent to them. It could be sometimes people see a smoky tail or a fiery. Some people see certain round orbs that have when I was a kid, I saw a UFO that was round, greenish, and it looked like a fiery chariot. Not a chariot, but it had this fiery thing, and those have been documented too. Yeah.
That's very
I've
interesting.
had experiences when I've been, because I'm a contactee and I have been beamed up on the ships. I've noticed that when they use the beam, there is a smell, and you're right, it smells almost it smells like overcooked chicken.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what it
Yeah,
smelled like.
Right.
that's what it smelled like to me too. I got that scent, and I completely forgot about that until you just mentioned it.
I mean,
Interesting.
it was interesting. You said you got beamed up into one?
Yes, I'm a contactee. I've been on the ships
Yeah.
16 times.
Now, me and
We
him are
have a
both
thing.
used to this. Like, we
You're
just
new to it?
started looking into it. Can you kind of explain what that is?
What a contactee is?
Yes.
I'm a person who has been on, well, actually different spaceships, but with the same beings, which are Christed beings of light, which are good space beings. And I have been on the ships a total of 16 times. Actually, just what was it? Not last night, night before. They
Yeah.
actually came and grabbed me on one of my lives I was doing.
Yeah, she's Heston and Leroy, and I'm also a contactee. meaning that she's in touch with our what we call space family. A space family, you have your biological mom and dad, your cousins or relatives in Georgia, whatever.
Yep.
I have my biological brother, cousins or relatives. So there is what we call our star family. Those are men and women like us. They're human. They're very loving. They come from a very spiritual level of light. And so she's been taken on the ship by her family. Now, I think it's 15 or 16 times. I'm keeping track of it. She's documented. If you follow her and go on her main page, she's documented everything, all the spaceships, her encounters. It's a new thing for you, I understand, but this is a great place to be. Finding my show, we're on at 11 o'clock nightly. I'm a host of an NPR radio show on public radio called The Cosmic Eye. I've been involved in the whole subject since the 1960s, and I've actually had my first encounter when I was a kid. So you're going to learn a lot here, man. I'm glad you guys are finding the show here. It's a really good place to be.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hey,
Leroy,
thank you.
would you like to say anything before we head out?
I mean, like you know how we have that telescope, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just when we look through it, you know, we look up in the sky and we see stuff all the time, and you know, it's just sometimes you wonder if like you're seeing like those ships, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I
Like,
know.
because
I
you
feel
see
like we
stuff that's
might have
like
You're
you
always
don't
pieced
think
it
second
it's
up.
guessing
stars.
yourself.
What, April?
Do you feel like you're always second guessing yourself?
Kind
Yeah.
of.
Don't
Yeah.
second guess yourself, because you were obviously meant to see that for whatever reason. And I feel like that they are trying to slowly get in contact with the both of you. You guys were both
Mm-hmm.
meant to see that for some whatever reason it is. And I believe, because you guys are stargazing, you guys are basically calling out to them, asking for, to see something, you know
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's amazing. I truly do, and you can learn a lot. This isn't the commander show and my show. We are not the type that are be like, oh, we're channeling. It's no,
Yeah, we don't do that.
we don't do any of that. We talk about the truth, and we don't talk about things that we don't have proof of. We try to spread the truth and spread love around as well. And this is a serious show, and our
Yeah.
experiences are real.
Mm. And we've interviewed, I can tell you, since I came on TikTok at the end of 2022, I came here in 2023 because people on Facebook where I came from told me I need to do a show on here, and I thought it was all kids, and then I found that it wasn't. So yeah, you're going to learn a lot here. You guys I'm following both of you actually, and you guys are definitely going to learn a lot. I'm following Leroy, and
Yep, we're both following you guys.
I'm following Heston and Leroy. We're following you on the show here. So we want you guys to always come here when you can. You'll learn a lot. Friday nights we have a thing called Contact Night, where April has a second phone, and our space family uses the phone, and so they will sometimes speak. We'll hear them like quietly speaking through the other phone, and they will communicate, or they will communicate through music. And so what we'll do sometimes is I'll sing a song. I sing a galactic song, and then they respond, and then I say, okay, it's your turn on the ships to pick out a song to play for everybody in my audience, and they will play a song. So if you come here often, you will learn a lot of things since you're new to the experience. And I think April's right. With your telescope, don't second guess yourself. What they're doing is they're gently trying to communicate with you and say, we're here. So you guys are definitely being guided here for a reason.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And feel free to
So,
reach
should
out to
we
either
be
one of us if you
scared?
have any questions.
What's your question, Heston?
Should we be scared that they're trying to contact us specifically?
No, you shouldn't be scared.
No.
There's nothing to be scared of.
Okay.
Yeah.
These guys aren't
Nope.
the space beings that are here now are good space beings of light. They're not the, like what you see on TV. Ignore what you see on TV. That is all bull. It's nothing on TV. That's the government trying to scare you, trying to put fear about these beings that are coming to help us. And
Yeah.
that's simply not the case. You're going to learn a lot if you guys start listening to this show. I promise you, you will learn a
Yeah.
lot.
Absolutely. Hey man, I'm so happy I got you guys both up here before we signed off the show tonight. And you will be on tomorrow night at 11. You can watch my older shows, Casey and Leroy, Heston and Leroy, on my YouTube channel. I have my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. So if you want to catch up on previous shows, when you have the time, just watch some of the older shows there. I have 2 shows I'm backlogged on that they're not on there yet. This will be the 3rd show for tonight. I'll get all 3 shows on there between sometime tomorrow and before tomorrow night. So I appreciate you both coming in here.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for letting
Thank
us
you.
up. It was great
Thank
meeting both of you.
Great meeting.
Yeah, man, and keep that telescope going, and don't second guess anything. April, anything else you want to say to Heston and Leroy?
No, I just, want to tell them that, yeah, don't second guess yourself, and definitely do not be afraid. These are good space beings. They look a lot like us. They're not like what they portray on TV. They're not like what you're seeing on the news and all that nonsense. They are very humanoid looking. They're just taller than us and they're a lot prettier.
Yeah,
So these guys are beautiful beings and they're full of love and light and they just want us to do better,
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much.
You're so welcome.
you're much appreciated, man. And we're gonna end the show. I want to thank everybody, all the new guests, all the people here. Yes, Ashtar Command Spaceship Casey. Yes, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. That's my YouTube channel.
All right.
So everyone can look at it. We're gonna let everybody down. April, any final comments before we end the show?
Just that, if you're new, like Casey and I can't see what's the other one, Hester. I don't have my glasses on. But if you're
It's
new,
Heston and Leroy.
Heston, yeah, okay, Leroy. If you guys are new like these guys are, and you have an experience like that, like don't be afraid. These space beings are here to help us. They are here to love us, and they really do want us to do better. Please follow the commander, follow each other, and be kind to one another, guys. And I love
Yes.
you all. And fairies is out because I'm tired.
Yeah,
Like,
I am too. Time to go. Thank you guys for coming up here. I'm glad I got you up here before the show ended. And we'll be on, folks, tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Don't miss it. The #1 UFO spiritual talk show on social media encounters. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
All right,
Good
take
night.
care. Good night.